man. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon registration.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat Cape gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon. Spoon.
Skibidi-bidi-dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
To the spoon to get
Yes, what
your
you are.
information.
Kuwa.
To the spoon to be
Yes,
part
what you
of
are.
our discussion.
Batileo.
Spoon, spoon television.
Yes, what you are. Batileo.
Spoon, spoon radio station.
Yeah.
Spoon television.
Yes, I. A special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon registration.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know.
Oh yes, just tune to Spoon, you will know. Spoon will tell you what is happening in Liberia, what is happening in Africa. Spoon will tell you what's making it up on the news, what the policymakers are doing, what's happening at the ministries, the agencies. This is where you get the news. This is where you get the information. This is where you get to interact with the newsmakers. And of course, Spoon Talk is back on the radio. We are live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5. We're live on Fabric 101.1. and several frequencies across the country. Many thanks to our partner radio stations that are always relaying the program in Bombay County, Trust FM in Margibi County, Gibby FM in Grand Crew County, Trent Radio in Nimba County, Radio Yalama. We're also live always on Premier FM in Bon County. So we want to say welcome to all of our folks across Radio Land. Many thanks to our audience across the internet as well. We're live on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Many thanks to the folks on YouTube that are joining us tonight. And let's hope we can have a great edition of the program. Spoon Talk is back on the radio. Kindly share the program as you come on. I'm Nelson Colette. Let me go across and welcome Dr. Richardson. Good evening, Dad. Welcome to the program.
Nelson, how are you? You sound like you have a cold.
Oh, yeah, I'm down with cold a bit. Yeah, but I'm glad to be here. I don't know as to whether it's a kind of a coincidence, but the shirt I'm wearing, it looks similar to that of yours.
That's
Someone
so cute.
someone might be thinking that
We
maybe
call
today
each
is
other.
black and white day.
I know. Actually, I didn't even notice that until you said that. I sent you the memo this morning to wear black and white.
Yeah, yeah. So apparently Mr. Dwalu went in the background to adjust, as well. But it's good to see you, Dr. Richardson.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. There's so much stuff going on in our country. I was reading some posts earlier, and people were saying that our small country giving Kohata.
Definitely, a lot. Almost every day you wake up to something new. You wake up to something surprising,
Yeah,
and it's just that way. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just that way.
I mean, most countries have the issues, but uh, you know, Liberia is just interesting. There's never an uneventful day in a way, and maybe that's part of our growing pain. But later on, I'm sure we will get more information on what happened today in Liberia. A lot of people will be joining us because a lot of people want to know. I mean, I was on the phone earlier, of course, with the station manager, CEO, Madam Titi, to make sure that she was okay. I heard from some family members, just advise everyone to just stay inside today and don't go anywhere. Because, of course, the last thing I want to hear is, my family members are hurt or any Liberian for that matter.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it's a sad day. So I'm not happy about what's going on at all. It's just not, I'm not happy at all. So
Yeah.
not
Um,
happy with
let,
what I saw.
let me bring Mr. Dwalu on.
Dr. Tracy,
Hello.
how you
Hello.
doing?
All right.
Uh,
I'll be in your area this weekend.
oh, okay. You want me to tell them where to go to Fufu for you or what?
I'll call you. I'll call
Okay,
you.
call us. We'll see.
Mm.
How's everything out there, man?
Yeah, well, it's just wake up this morning to what's going on in our country. It's never an uneventful.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big deal, though. I don't think it was anything at all, really. Frankly, if you ask me.
Well, okay. I'm glad you feel that way. Me, I get scared very easily. So
Dr. Richardson, Mr. Dwalu is he comes
yeah,
from that background.
ex-military. Ex-military. Now and making now okay, Antonio, because I was telling my husband the same thing. And he was just with all like I was emotional. I said, "Did you see the text I sent you?" And he was like, "Okay, this is what they have to do." Blah 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 blah. And I said, "That's not why I asked you."
Little Jared there. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure the police is more than equipped to get it under control.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to stop this. People can air out their grievances in a better fashion. But if this is what they've chosen, constitution is also legal. But by the same token, you throwing rocks, the police have to restore law and order. This is not something that question will happen every.
You start Ibrahim. I'm telling you, yeah, it's almost like something is that y'all are still, of course, in these kind of things, huh?
Yeah.
And I will share my thoughts what he told me exactly was when the show starts, but so
We
Yeah,
always got told if something major is happening, the only way you can make good decisions, you got to be very calm. They're shooting over your head. So let me tell you, there's something in the military called the crucible, and you crawl on this barbed wire. While you're crawling, they are shooting over your head, literally with a 240 gun. Like if you see Rambo, those guns, they will line
Mm.
them up and they will shoot over your head to see if you can keep your focus for maybe it's on like 150 feet. So you got to crawl left from I don't know anybody who's about 150 feet, like a whole football field. You cross across the football field to go on the other end. So it's I didn't see anything that would raise anybody eyebrow today. As a
look at
free,
that.
it's
Look at
tear gas. I mean, the police go all the time here in Boston.
You funny. I'll tell you two stories, Dwalu. So I called representability because I saw he had posted
Yeah, I did
tear
see that.
gas or something like that. And so I had called him to just check on him and stuff like that. So I told my husband, I said, "Oh, I saw representative put something in his thing." Then he said, "Well, now he knows what it feels like to be tear gassed. There's something that we go through all the time in the military." He said, So I was like,
It's normal, you know. My thing is, so
yeah,
long the government is doing everything legally, that's the only qualms I will have. It
yeah,
just have to be legal. That's it. If it's
right.
legal, I don't care. Anybody get hurt in the process. Anything that happens, once it's in the confines of legality. Look, Dr. Friend saying, don't take it from me. Just I want the audience to just go back to any country across the globe.
True.
They have to restore law and order. They will restore law and order. If you start throwing stones, breaking other people's property, the government has a responsibility to protect life and property. If
Mhm.
the government doesn't do that, they're failing the society. Now, I'm
Exactly.
not suggesting that the government should be gone hog about it and try to intentionally harm people. But if I stay in my yard and I chunking rock outside my yard, by law, the government got to come in that yard and neutralize that threat.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Where's the I'll tell you the second story, something just to laugh about. I'm just making light of the situation because I'm bothered of Dwalin and the rest of the world. The other people have been not the emotions not as high as I am right now. So last night my youngest came to tell us good night and she just kissed us and turned around. So my husband said, "You can execute that term better than that." I'm like, "Excuse us? Excuse us? We're not in the military, okay?" He's like, "Okay, you didn't execute that turn." I was like, "What turn?" The guy just turned around. He said,
Oh, my wife can say, your platoon commander thing now on me today.
I was like, "What?" So then he got up. Now, this is how we the turn. I said, "I beg you, please do my daughter alone again." I go, I
I
thought I
saw
was,
that post. Yeah.
yeah, no, you can
Big deal.
execute the turn.
Even my son just started driving, and when he's driving with his mother, Daddy, I hate driving with mom. She's like, when I'm driving with you, you're sleeping. I say, yeah, my beginning. I go,
That's the kids complain. I don't even teach them. He taught them. I don't even drive with them until they know, and maybe about 6 or 7 months, they
yeah.
got their license and everything. And so I asked him one day, I said, "But why are you not afraid?" He said they'll put us in can or something and throw bomb over us and stuff like that. So I'm
All
like,
I would die, you know.
"Hey," he said, they protect their life. If they not school to do nothing, I said,
No,
"Okay."
they're not scared. No, Nelson, before you come in, let's recognize some of our people, or you can have an intro what's happening in the country. But just very briefly, man, I saw a posted on Front Page Africa. I just transferred that to my Facebook page about a decision as to whether to raid the president's house or not to raid the president's house. They said the judiciary and the executive have a little conflict as to whether they should do this. Look, let me tell you something. When the law is seeking evidence, and the evidence went in Jesus Christ's house, the law follows the evidence. I'm not saying nefariously or with an intention just to smell somebody. If you have to question as to whether you should go and get evidence, that means the government is not doing the job. If the evidence go into George Ria's house, you follow the evidence into George Ria's house. Richard Nixon house is really here. Donald Trump, I can go on for countless presidents. Now, I must be for people to understand. It's not suggesting you just go in there blindly. Get the court proceedings. If the evidence is sleeping evidence, follow the evidence. You cannot be afraid to lead. That's one thing you cannot do. People will say what they have to say, but once you lead justly, judiciously, under the law, don't fear anything else. The people will fall in line eventually. Lead without fear or favor. Now, see, man, maybe you take the calls first.
Oh yeah, certainly. We'll take some calls from the folks and hear what They have to say what is it on their minds, give them the time to express themselves. But as you know, Mr. Dwalu, the whole protest situation took over almost the entire day. Given the time, the entire thing took off. A lot of people had to stay back, especially those who had not made their way to time as of the time. So yeah, so it's been more about the whole protest situation to take different angles of it. The government has their own response, and the CDC is coming up with her own response, which I know is going to be fully exhausted here tonight on the show. So I'll go to the phone lines and take some calls from the folks out there to know exactly what their thoughts are. So the numbers to call tonight: 0555 101075, and I'll put the WhatsApp number up so you could call in case you want to make an input. We take our first caller. Hello. Hello, you are live. Your name and where you calling from? Hello. Okay, let's get hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you please reduce the volume of your radio, please?
Yeah, am I okay now?
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is John C. Brown, and I call for Matt Bagley.
John, what's on your mind? Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, there are a lot of things on my mind. First of all, we are very disappointed in the CDC political party for causing this something that caused most of us not to go for a daily meeting today. The government was trying to restore law and order, but unfortunately, they try to take law into their own hands. Like there is a law of country of law. We all have to abide by the law and respect our government.
Thank you.
We also want to call upon the government to please get involved in the National Identification Registry situation. There's a situation I looming there. The government got to pay attention to it.
Thank you very much for your input. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Oh yeah, man. Hello, my name is Moses, calling from Minnesota.
Let's hear you.
Dr. Francine. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. You're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Dr. Francine and Mr. Dwadi, I want you to do me a favor. You need to keep asking door of that show. They are the one causing the trouble in Liberia today. Inciting people to go and protest. Thank you. That's all on my mind.
Thank you very much. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
I'm Tupa Nimland, and I'm calling from Douala.
Mr. Nimland, what's on your mind?
What really on my mind? First of all, let me say this. I am a bona fide citizen. But what my people did today disappointed me. It really disappointed me. We need to stop this in the country. We are looking for investors to come. It will keep waking up every morning with this crisis. I have no people reason. We are running into trouble. The children are coming out and seeing this violence all on the street. Liberia is back. We are begging our leader. I'm begging John Weah, who we call our peace ambassador. So please call these people to order.
Thank you.
No, they have property all over here. If they create violence, people will go after their property themselves. They should stop these things.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's do you there and take another person. Hello, your name and where you call from. Let's hear you.
This is Walker. I'm calling from Virginia, the state of Virginia, USA.
You're live, sir.
And thanks for giving me the opportunity. I've long been wanting to call. Let me be honest with you. I know it might break some people's heart, but I will be very direct. Liberia at its stand does not need a democratic government. Liberia need a moderate military rule that will suspend the constitution, take the money that has been used for the legislature, put it back into the system and develop that country. As it is seen, the judicial branch of the government is compromised. The legislators are doing nothing. So I personally think in order to solve the corruption problem, a moderate military government takes over, investigate all those audit reports, prosecute those that need to be prosecuted,
Thank you.
and deal with anyone who stands in the way and try to prevent it.
Thank you very much. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Good evening, Nicola.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
My name is just small from Common Peace Island, commonly called 540.
Okay.
No, that's it, I don't know. First of all, let me say I condemn the violent act that went on today at the headquarters of the National of the Coalition of Democratic Change. No, we gotta be careful in this country with our young people. Our young people, all the government need to protect the peace. No, the protection of the peace is lasting all of our hands. Be a government, be a opposition, whatsoever. Most especially the ordinary people. We should be advancing ourselves and thinking. We young people, almost 95% of us got child or children. Some of us know what 1990 did to us up to present. We're going through the trauma. Some of our future was damaged. So the children we have dead are young people. Are we thinking to equip ourselves, to qualify ourselves, that we can be able to go give good future to our children by sending them to good schools, by catering to them to come out good? Look at it today.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's hold you there and bring in another person. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Jeremiah Nomo. I call from Los Angeles, California, USA.
Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Uh, for me, what I have to say to the Liberian people, especially the young people, I want to say, don't be used by the greedy politicians. You're gonna get in the street and get killed while their kids are in other good countries going to school and getting what they think that will better their life. Don't risk your life and get in the street for people. Because at the end of the day, when something happens to you, nothing gonna happen for your family or whoever that will be crying at the end of the day. So please, just stay out of the street. The people that are pushing you guys to go in the street, they are doing it for their own selfish gain. It's not for the betterment of your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hello, your name and where you calling
Hello.
from? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. By the way, Spoon, this Abraham ALBC. I joined from district number 17, Mascherado County.
Go ahead.
It's actually a pleasure to join the show this evening. And to be frank, what other colleagues have said, it is frustrating that seditions that were here just few months ago, they are disturbing, they are trying to showcase to the world that, in fact, their regime, they did not protect the peace of this country. We are running a zero-minded government, to be frank. I feel that they will put the government under pressure to do the wrong thing. We are not detailed about this thing. And I just want to appreciate the police inspector general on this note. Nobody going to be detailed about what CDC is doing. We show that Liberia remains a country that everybody going to live in peace. No one owns Liberia better than a friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we are appreciating the police for their level of resistance today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You can keep putting your calls through 0555-101075, and the WhatsApp number is there. And you can call in and say whatever on your mind, whatever that issue is that is of concern to you. It's now time for you to call in and express yourselves. Hello, let's take this person. You are live. Your name and where you calling from? Hello. Okay, so hello, you are live. Let's hear you.
Live. I'm Abraham calling from Nairobi, Kenya.
Okay.
I'd like to applaud the Liberian National Police today because it's the first of its kind to see that happen in Africa, where you have the Liberian National Police station somewhere, and then in the compound you have chaos, and then they maintain that peace. They didn't engage. All they did was clear the road and return tear gas. So I would like to applaud the Liberian National Police.
Thank you for your input tonight. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you. Yeah, go ahead. Please be audible a bit. You are coming very low. No, sorry, we're struggling to hear you. Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello, brother. Hello.
Yeah, you are live. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay, I joined from Abu Dhabi. My name is Chokun Tobo.
Okay.
And brother, the violence saga today at CDC headquarters is start from Facebook and monitor everything on social media. Let me first condemn the act that unfolded today. Citizens need to understand, we the young people need to understand that Liberia belong to we all. The peace of that country matter to each and every one. Let's keep the peace. If any ex-government official wants you to protest, let the children take the lead. Stop leaving your parents in tears because of another man's riches. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much for your input. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay, I'm calling from Brownsville this evening.
Okay.
This is Thomas Conley. And again, let me just commend the National Police. I have my voice to commend the National Police for the job done today. They were wonderful. I think the exercise restraint, with all the provocation, the exercise restraint as the civil police.
Thank
and
you.
I'm calling on our brothers, calling on the leadership of the CDC to please guard the peace. We all are responsible to keep the peace. And if this continues, I don't think investors will come here. We need to stop this. Our
Thank you.
country is actually backward. I'm begging them, please. Thank you.
Hello, you're live. Let's hear you. From the WhatsApp line, you're live on the show.
Yeah, hello. I'm Thomas calling from Switzerland.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. Is a few things. Is like thank you guys already for thank you guys for Spoon TV. Really, I followed up these few days.
Okay. Hello, are you here? We will have to take this person. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, please go ahead from the local line. Let's hear you.
Good evening, my small family.
You are live. Let's hear you.
Yeah.
Too bad. Let's go back to the WhatsApp. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, go ahead for
Yeah,
the
okay.
WhatsApp.
Okay, I was just saying that CDC or whatever party we have in Liberia, please. I'm just begging all the government officials. Everyone has the right to protest, but protest peacefully. Don't disturb. Let's build our country. Let's take example of other countries, Ghana, all the other countries are building up. Let's build a country. We want to go back and do businesses tomorrow, but we need the peace in the country. We need to develop the country. Please, all our leaders, do something.
Thank you very much for your input. Hello, you are live. Your name and where you calling from?
Good afternoon, Nancy, and good afternoon, Dwalu.
Go
Good
ahead, sir.
afternoon.
Good evening, sir. Go ahead. You are live.
Oh, Nancy, thank you so much for the topic this afternoon. First of all, my name is George Mava from GSO, North County. I just want to appreciate the Spoon man and Spoon family. The thing that happened this afternoon or last night. They did well, more than everything. They did well. See, I get well running. Appreciate that. Only God will pay you. Who get more to say? But I want to tell person, worker, please don't manage in the market. Do your work. They change that for one person. Like all get this country. They just for the country. You go different person of country. They put develop. But just for in the country. But want to tell the former president, we are still state police. Please, if you want to run on it for the land, because they don't want to support your capital. Because when the capital back, they say, no, we want to vote for the person. Advising who loves his person and former we are. Please advise. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your input. Hello. Hello.
Evelyn.
Yes, you are live. Let's hear you.
My name is Samson Corey and I'm calling from Dixie.
Okay, Samson, go ahead.
Yeah, my only advice is that
something your radio is on and is giving us a terrible feedback. You want to work on it and maybe you call back?
But I'm just saying you say you're not sure that
okay.
Huh?
You said the show that doesn't
Hello?
Okay, yeah. Hello. Yeah, go ahead now. I think it's much better.
Okay, my only advice to all Liberians is that we have suffered too much, especially for some of us could not get the kind of education we wanted because of the war. So we have to keep the peace. I ask every young person, nobody should enthuse you to get in the street and do what you're not supposed to do. Let's keep the peace. I appeal to every young person under my voice tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello? Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
My friend, brother, listen to you.
Yeah, Mohammed Khan, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. May God bless you for the great recognition on your platform. I'm Mohammed Imkhan from Jesus 16 on the Buja Island area. Yes, so I'm highly disappointed in the of my candidate Senator Nathaniel Falumangio, okay, who is the chairperson on education in the House of Senate. You know, my disappointment in here is he and his quote unquote lawyer, people say not people. Look, please, what was CDC at that time?
Sima Serena C first, right? You need Councillor Sima Serena C first.
Yeah, exactly too. Because he was representing McGill as lawyer. What then at that time when the info stopped, so the former minister for taking a seat because they even said to him that he was also a form of corruption because of corruption from my party because the former civil minister Brian Famuka he even told the former money on
So Kane, what's your point? You want to go straight to the point so we
nobody and nothing. Going to keep yesterday the represent McGill. So he even said that McGill was even given by instruction by former president we are. See it? So they were not the same even Wilson at that time when that leadership. No, President Pata will look court for you and they not in this country. CDC is not involved in the country.
Thank you.
I think here we're fighting the police there. They should be punished.
Thank you, Mohammed Kane. Let's hold you there and bring in another caller. Hina Kali, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, good evening, Nelson Caller. I'm Hina Kali. I'm calling from Bonus from resident. Yeah, let me just make my point on this issue. For the seditions, one thing I want to make that understand that Liberia belongs to everyone. Liberia does not belong to only sedition. A scenario which of course I want to give on this show tonight. If you check the issue of America today, when Bill Clinton was in power, he took just a flower pot from the White House, and his home was being searched. So if citizens think that Liberia belongs to only them, that they will behave lawlessness, they will carry on lawlessness, we will not accept that. We will not be deterred. Liberia belongs to everyone. Anyone who goes beyond the boundary, the government should take its course. The government shouldn't be deterred. That President Boga continues to do his work and do what he thinks that will bring betterment for this country. Will that be a fair citizens? Not only people that own this country.
Thanь you.
Why are citizens? Why?
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot for your input. We appreciate you tonight for contributing on the program. So we'll take 4 more calls and then I give it back to you, Mr. Dwalu. So let's take this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello,
go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, what happened today? He was protest. Actually, it was preventing the DEA from carrying that duty on. Because they're not the one they went to. They went to the drug dealer and beyond. And maybe if the people that are their customer, maybe they will prevent them for DEA to arrest their customer. Then. But it's not supposed to be like that. You were not playing by then that they went to protest. They just carried some violence on today, that's all. Just to embarrass the citizens.
Thank you.
They were not offer.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for your
yeah,
input.
thank you too.
Let's take this person. Hello. You're live. Your name and where you calling from? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Go ahead. You're live.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing on my mind is, first of all, my name is Solomon Sako, calling from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. What is on my mind? I saw yesterday a criminal going to defend, to go stand for criminal as a lawyer. it was too much laughable. So because of that, I made a decision get in the street today to start doing all those things. Okay. But I want to tell them they are not above the law. Libraries for all of all.
Thank you.
So that is take note.
Okay, thank you. Hello, you're live.
Again?
Yeah, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
I'm so disappointed today in the whole, group of people recording sedition. And I know that all the sedition they are in favor of these things. You can't tell me that the former president sedition. People like Jati, I call it, RJ too. So you can get a non on the station. People keeping the and several years of know that my patients. It's not president, it's not on the train. I know you don't care about it. We all not kind. You can not people. It's not important that we cannot convince he's not for like people, but he's there for to defend and protect his skin. I call it is called I'm not called a job. It's not very good.
Thank you very much.
And we like very big fellow. They don't want their medallion like in the library is very bad with it can be you. Medallion we are going to go anywhere.
Thanks a lot for your input. Let's hold you there and take this person. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You're live.
My name is Anthony, sir. I'm the vice president for Motorcycle Affair, M2.
Go ahead.
Good evening and good evening to Boom Breaker. I send my greeting to everybody that the platform part of the panel. Today it was very bad, and the city trying to fight to send a negative picture to the outside world. Young men, old women, whosoever try to desist from these things and carry your record tomorrow, we chase the record, we chase after you. And then it will affect your future. So I warn them, I beg them, stay away, be a good Liberia, think Liberia, build Liberia, and work for the best of Liberia. My name again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello. Yes, you're live. Let's hear you. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, on my mind is I really want to tell the police thank you for today and thank you for what they did for the citizens today. You are not being for the police. Not going to be easy today. But I just want to tell God thank you for the police and also for Dama from FM. And very less today. I really want to tell God thank you for all of them. They did well.
Thank you very much.
Also, I want for you to please. I want to talk to Mr. Duadu.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot, yeah. Mr. Duadu is listening.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, you're live? Hello, you are live on the show.
Hello?
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 Yeah, I think something is
Hello?
not. No, sorry. Your line is not okay. I think you need to make some adjustment. Mr. Dualu, I think I will come back again to you, sir.
Okay. That's it. Thank you so much, man. But before I forget today, man, you guys in Providence, our brother Christopher Blair is launching a CD out there in Providence, man. I got to show and support the brother. It's a big deal. Seattle Timber's brother. So all of you out there, man. But I want to say this, though. A lot of people don't know this. It's approximately 300 Wiashans. This is not seditions. 90% of the people that consider themselves sedition of whatever president we are, they know they made a colossal mistake for voting for a man that they didn't want to govern, that they now want to lead. So these are not seditions. These are Wiashans. There are approximately 300 of them that are causing this problem. And by the way, I must say this. They have the right to protest, but they have to do it within the confines of the law. And the police, we're all going to clap for the police. We're going to continue to celebrate the police until the police does wrong. In this case, the police was entirely right. Peace and order and security must be maintained at all times. And if somebody want to check that, they have to restore order back into the country. And I think the police did just that today. Dr. Francine, before I recognize these people.
Although we are still trying to, finalize what happened, there are some people that are saying the police was really after the drug dealers in the back. There was a drug raid this morning And then of course people in the compound, the seditions who were there, reacted. Of course, if that story is correct, the government is only trying to, get drugs out of the hands of our young people. Drugs is a problem, a serious problem, increasing on day by day, is becoming a serious threat to our country, the threat to security. So if the police were doing that, they were doing their job. They were not, trying to fight any specific group. And like Dwada, I want to agree with you. This happens, there's a famous, I don't know if you know about the story of the move, John Africa in the Philadelphia area,
Yep.
where, it's still a case that is going on between the city of Philadelphia and that part of Philadelphia, because the police moved in.
Yeah.
There was under Mayor Wilson Good, all right, a black mayor, one of the first black mayors in the United States and in Philadelphia. He tried his best, and the police took full power, and they moved in. It's Osage Street. That street was burned down to the ground. Okay, a police lost a police lost their life, and several others. So I'm just trying to say that sometimes the police do take power into their own hands. They use force, and that's what it is with police and protests. Right now, the Democratic Convention is going on. There's a lot of people protesting. Luckily, there was plans ahead where they put a barricade between the hall and the protesters. So it's your right to protest.
Yeah.
Okay? But I don't know if burning tires and throwing rocks and all of that is part of protest.
Another friend thing that we have to dispel this lie. It's a misbelief that the police cannot enter somewhere. That is not true. In fact, the police does not need a warrant. It's something is imminent. Let me explain what it means. If something happened, you put in this line, somebody the other year, the police don't have to go to the court and go to the court to get warrant. The police can come there right away without any warrant because it's imminent. If you're standing in a CDC compound rather, and you are doing something that the police can see with the eyeball that is illegal, the police can come in there. They don't need no warrant. The police can go in Georgia bedroom. Inside Georgia room, they can go inside. The police can go anywhere in the Republic of Liberia legally, not illegally. But you don't have to go get a warrant every single time. You have to understand that. And we need to stop this. Say, oh, police can't go there. Why the police when the people compound? They compound not for you. The whole of Labrador, if you get land, Labrador, land out for you, the government can always come and take that land from you. Don't say that mean that is law. You can build skyscraper on the land, the government can take it.
Yeah, and Mr. Dwalu, the whole situation did not start with the police either. It started with the LDEA. And we have seen over the time cases where the LDEA will go once they get tipped off about notorious drug cartels and all of those kinds of things. They will go in there and do the raid and stuff like that. So and that's what happened. So the police went to carry on, the LDEA went to carry on the raid, and then there was tension. As always, there was this tension. Information is that some of the LDEA officers even got wounded in the process, and due to the level of tension that mounted, then the police got involved in with a motive of trying to restore calm. And then what happened. So I just wanted to throw that out, that it actually started with the LDEA. Yeah.
So don't recognize some of our people while they're still coming in. Guys, you're in Providence. Don't forget Christopher Blair. Y'all go support the brother. I see Sam Dupe. How you doing, my brother? Conan Semuka, Mr. Semuka, welcome to the show. Benu John Singh, my own sister Benu. My brother Tipo, Speaker Dempster out of Providence. Temple, I expect you to see you at our party with Christopher Blair. My girl Purdy Campbell, Tango Dama is not here. Purdy Purr. I always say that I love Purdy. Your white, my own brother was popping Dama. I see Denzel Collins, Mr. Collins, welcome to the show. My own brother out of Springfield, Jerry Dubley. By y'all, I want to Patrick Winkwe. Kowu went by very, very fast. Over there, I see Orita Momo, Genevieve Allison, Mother Allison, Samuel Zor, out of Cox City. Gagata, I see Vani Kruma, my brother Vani, Simwe Durube, Patrick How you doing, my brother Patrick? Welcome to the show. Let me put my phone on here. I tend to get it better on my phone. It doesn't go so fast. Remember now, we got some down 10,000 people, so it's going at a very fast rate. I see Berlin Green. I see Kalu Kanto. I see Ture Musa. I see Mohammed. I see Moses Mobolu over here. I see Siata Timbe, my own sister, Avano Ziayan. How you doing, my current sister, brother? I see Ture Musa. I think I said your name. I see Gamade. Gamade, what's going on? Albert Dolo, Peter Vapala. I see Patrick Sima, Adam Sharif, Albert, Scott Simmons Sr., Fatou Zabon, Julius Kesibo. How you doing? Papi. Over here is Baker Renzi, Nathaniel Thompson. Mr. Thompson, welcome to the show. I see Frank White, Christopher Dolo. Mr. Dolo, how are you doing? Jackson Duma out of Morovia, Liberia. I think I know the Duma family on Tuporo. I see Daniel Yama. I see Robert Hill. I see Killeen Swakoli. Hingama BK Dempster, Benjamin Kanabo, Harris Make Flam, Stephen Cully, everybody, man. Today's going to be a great show today. There's a lot to be spoken about. Some people will get angry. Some people will cuss us. Some people will misinterpret what we say. Some people will say, Dwalo, they don't have no right. You're taking Sa. And my brother Dempster will say, oh, Dwalo, get one guy saying you want to talk to him privately. The guy, you already not ready. Anything you say, my brother, but at the end of the day, law and order. It is not an option. It is the primary duty of the presidency, the executive branch of government, to ensure there is law and order, there is protection of life and property. Anywhere else in the globe, this is it. If you are going outside where you're going to destroy life and property, that is considered exigent circumstances, that is considered imminent. The police have to take control effectively immediately. Then I'm going to say this. Some of you may not understand it. If you're threatening people's lives, the police can neutralize your life. It is within the confines of the law. I want to say this, and I want you to understand this. We don't want people putting you out there. They stole millions of dollars. They're trying to use you as a shield in order to protect that money. Honorable Bwaka must do his job without fear or favor. Before I give it to Fatiga, I'm going to make this one comment. Let me say this to you. If you're trying to protect 30% of peace and let things go, you will destroy 100% of peace. Let me repeat. You cannot be like, you know what, wrong? We're taking lippy because we don't want to put together there before you do that. You will destroy the entirety of peace. You must always preserve peace. You got to understand the Stanton, welcome to the show. Vadiga.
What's up, Dwalu? Stanton, what's up? Somebody, I'm getting feedback for something. Well, I wrote an article today, and the title was "Our Fear of Doing the Right Thing is the Greatest Threat to Peace." When you look back at the civil war that we fought in this country, why did we fight? So many things that were cited: nepotism, corruption, cronyism, impunity, repression, all those different things. Over 2 decades later, what do we have? Those same issues have exacerbated. So if we fought civil war because of those things, and we are still doing the same thing, yeah, they are things that could bring about chaos again. So our fear should not be about doing the right thing. Our fear should not be about what we're happy if we do the right thing. Because doing the right thing is what prevents chaos. And in Liberia, people have it twisted all the way around. They believe that when you do the right thing, and we should sacrifice doing the right thing for peace. That is not how it works. The right thing is not a white man thing. It's not a Western thing. The right thing is just the right thing. And we have to get this into our head that we must always look. As long as you are within the confine of the law, do the right thing. For people politicize things, we trivialize things, we do everything except doing the right thing. And people in power of authority, people that are given a tax to do the right thing, they fear that somebody will come, as long as it's not illegal. As long as you're not infringing on people's rights. I heard people talking about, oh, the DEA went to there is nowhere. DEA has the statutory responsibility to cover the 43,000 square miles in this country. They can go anywhere. In fact, they can even open mail. They are the only party that can open mail in this country. There is nowhere that the DEA cannot go. And the law says that you need search and seizure. In honor hard pursuit where you are running after the criminal.
Let's get into it when we start the show, Fadiga. Yeah.
What was it?
Let's get into it when we start the show. I know we just brushing off, right, Guadu?
Yeah, we just touching off. So I'll send it back.
Yeah, but let me say my own 2 cents because you're trying to sanction me. It's not right. I disagree with you guys try to jump over me whenever we're starting this show. You know, I have to be very, very adamant and strong.
Right?
I
believe that you guys trying to overthrow me here. And
the men I say you are not going to speak on me again. Yo,
no, that DEA, I gotta call you because you DEA.
I know nothing about DEA. I
gotta call you because you DEA, brother. I understand that.
My brother, you know nothing. I know nothing. In fact, I don't get a job.
But the information you gave me, they didn't say, brother, you know nothing. You gave me a lot of information today on this thing.
No, I gave you nothing. I gave you nothing. Anybody, I give you nothing. I know nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spoon Talk. It's good having you all. We will pause for a few minutes. Please share our show because this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Please share our show. Invite somebody. Just go on your Facebook pages and go on your YouTube, your Instagram, Fabric Support Spoon, and just share. So we'll just pause. We just want you to share. We got a lot of information. We'll be calling the LDEA acting director, Chris Peters. That's his name, right? Christopher. He will actually come on. Peters, yeah. He will talk to us. We'll call him today. We're also hoping to speak to Moses Akaris Gray, maybe by way of the phone, or he will come in live. We want to have this show to talk about the incident that occurred today. Make the comparison. President Baga is in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to hustle, trying to bustle, trying to look for investors to come to Liberia. And the incident today is like we are back in 1992 autopause. We are back in the April 6th. We are back in 1989. I mean, the mindset that you see somebody on the street with gun in the hand and everybody running. And yeah, pa, 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 pa. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liberia we are talking about. Please share our show. I have spoken to nearly everybody, the government, the opposition. And I have a message for you. Wherever you find yourself, whether there was a search warrant, whether they went onto the CDC compound, Duadu, Dr. Richardson, whether they went right by the compound outside of the demographic of the CDC compound. So I mean, everything going into the ocean at CDC compound. I mean, we have to set something in place here. You saw the statement from Mikat. I spoke to Gerald McPierre. He will speak more on this on Sunday, one-on-one with the CEO. And he said what was written and issued by Mikat is the government official statement. And therefore, we'll talk more about it. So I want to say to you folks, the senators, representative, our international partners, they are all concerned. You saw the release from the U.S. embassy near Monrovia. You saw the release. You saw that it said, alert, travel alert, be careful, do not go this place. It doesn't look right. So share our show, share our program. Let's talk Liberia. Are we going back to the dark age? How can we fix this? How can we resolve this? Where are we as people? Can we just come to one understanding? Everything is about gun. Everything is about, today costs the government a lot, financially. So welcome to the Spoon Talk. We got 5 more minutes. to 9 p.m. in Liberia, 5 minutes to 5 p.m. here. Please, Nelson, please upload the statement and those videos because you guys capture a lot of stuff. Diamond got wounded. You know, I would beg both sides, please. They are identified as pressed. They're there to do the job. Journalists, please do not attack them. We beckon each and every one. The opposition and imposition, please do not attack the journalists. Not only Spoon journalists, all on network. They are there to cover the story. You attacking them defeat your purpose. We're just kind of asking everyone, when can we come to this place to understand who we are? So with 4 more minutes left, we'll go around the table. Nelson, please, again, don't forget, upload all the stories, all the pictures. People got wounded. LDEA officer at JFK heard about death. I couldn't confirm it, but it's serious, folks. So let's start this thing today. Officially, let's start the program. Dwadu, thank you for holding it down. You and Dr. Richardson, we appreciate you. Dr. Richardson, everything trending today, everything trending. The whole case now, they took over Nathaniel McGill going to the to LDCC. It took over a lot of different stuff because this is an international case. People are watching. It cut short the president visit to Atlanta. People are watching. Let's hear you, Dr. Richardson. Welcome, folks, to Spoon
Yeah, I
Talk.
want to condemn the violence that happened today. I believe it was unnecessary, uncalled for in our country. My heartfelt sympathy goes out to the injured and also those who, who lost their life, if there's any. If there is a drug raid that happened in the back of CDC, and if members of the CDC party felt like they had nothing to hide, this should be an easy solve. All of us should be working for the best interest of our country. We should be working for the best interest of our country. So, drugs is bad for our country. We should be, in fact, calling hotlines to tell people where drug is to make Liberia a better place. I have 3 messages, one for the protesters. The government, we have said here today, especially the DA, confirmed by Fadiga, because I will defer to him on that information. He's confirmed and say, I thought we needed a search warrant at least to go into do your raid. But I'm told here that the LDEA does not even need a search warrant. So they can go and search.
No, they do need a search.
No. Please hear Fadiga well.
What did he say? I thought he said they did not. They can search.
No, they need a search and seizure warrant, and then the sheriff go along with it.
Thank you.
I thought I heard. Thank you for clarifying.
Only on hard pursuit. So let's assume you see someone.
Thank you, Fadiga. Let's continue. We'll come to you, but it's good that you make that correction. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't know what happened, whether they had a search warrant or not. But my point is that the police and the security apparatus in our country have a higher degree to where at times they will not need a search warrant and at times they will need a search warrant. And they can go in there and search the place. If you have nothing to hide, again, you should let them go there. The message to the government, again, do your job. Do not provoke, people like the CDC, because obviously they have, I don't know if it's some sort of anger about losing, they have some kind of paranoia about a government system. I'm not sure what it is, but obviously they are not happy with not being in leadership. And of course, this is only the past 6 months that they lost the political election. So I think do handle them with care if you can. Okay, that's my part, just for the sake of peace. Lastly, I was having a conversation with my husband. He said, let the police just barricade the entire area. Let them barricade. Whoever's in there, stay there. You don't have to fight them. I mean, I saw them throwing rocks at you. Whoever want to come outside, you can let them out. Let them stay there. That's what they should do. And for those children, I heard some of y'all dead chanting and singing and stuff like that. Why? I would ask the people who came to talk to y'all today. I saw them in the name of Gray, in the name of Fanati Kofa, in the name of Foko. Tell them to put that chair and let them can't stay there. But let them do the rock throwing. Y'all shouldn't be doing it. because at the end of the day, you're the one suffering. You guys are the ones suffering. Liberia suffer at the end of the day because I'm sad today. I mean, today my day was just disrupted by just hearing
Thank you.
that this problem happened in Liberia.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Eduardo, let's come to you.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Richardson. Obviously, we want law and order in the country, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to ask a few questions, Stanton. Why would the government be conducting a raid outside of CDC fence? And the very people that are about to be raided be comfortable enough to run into CDC fence knowing that they're going to be sheltered. This is supposed to be a responsible political organization. They should not be harboring people that are running away from the government into their compound. If you're doing that, you are actually an accomplice to their crime. You're facilitating their crime. If CDC wants to be seen as a responsible organization, they have to behave responsibly. Look, this country, it has to be set to order. My people, we cannot develop if we don't set the country to order. Nothing thrives in chaos. Nothing. We have to set the country to order. And if setting that order means the police has to do their job, the police will do the job. Now, if the police screw up and they do something that is illegal, we're going to criticize them and talk about them. But in this case, the police was 100% right. They protected life and property. We have to continue to understand one thing. You are not above the law. I don't care what position you held in the past. Dr. Francis, remind you young people, look, the people that were having wedding in Paris, people that were selling cornbread or having wedding in Paris that they cannot afford. You even think about it. People that literally did not have a pot to piss in. McGill could not put gas in his car 8 years ago properly. The man came to his court hearing in a $75,000 SUV, fully air conditioned, and you're living in a buffer. You're going out there to defend it. Open your eyeball, my beginning. Open your eyeball.
Thank you. Fadiga?
Well, I would say this. Our fear of doing the right thing is the greatest threat to our peace. We must always strive to do the right thing within the confines of the law. What transpired today, I see it from multiple dimensions. I think we have enough blames to go around. I personally was not happy with the
way your system. You want to check it?
Yeah, keep going. The color. I got open computer. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. And the thing I'm saying, when I look at this is I look at it from multiple perspectives. Several things happened leading up to today. There was a McGill incident. People are being called. People don't want to be held accountable. We know it. Some of the comments that I saw today were, we'll make sure that we destabilize the place so that no investor come. These are Liberians talking about this. This is intentional. This is a clever attempt to suppress this government so that if this administration fails, then it's a comeback for the other side. That has been our politics. Everybody has done it. Most people are guilty of it. But let me say this. If you are in a government in power, you should be very careful how you handle these things. And upholding the rule of law shouldn't be sacrificed because you want to appease people. There is this false narrative going around, which I'm just bringing all the things to come to my point. Another point again, I want to judge it. There is this false narrative going around that because of the close...
I think I'm not cutting you. Let's go within the time frame, please.
How many minutes? I go 2 minutes here.
Everybody got to do 2 minutes, Fatiga, please. Let's just watch it. Fadiga, let's watch the time.
All right, I'm watching my time. I got my time on my phone. You distract me, then you distract my chain of thought. Well, let me say this. There's this false narrative going on that because of the closeness of the election, that means President Boyka is not legitimate enough. He doesn't have a clear mandate. So that means he should suck up to people and do everything. That is not how it works. A win is a win. Having said all of those things, I want to go back to why I see is the problem. The DEA has a statutory duty to enforce our drug law in this country. They can go anywhere. They got a search and seizure based on what I know. They went to that place to execute it. Things happened. The police came in. I think the police was very indecisive today. There were multiple incidents that happened that warranted the police to take swift action to save lives and property. When you start seeing throwing battle, people throwing pet bomb, throwing all those things, and you issue a verbal command, you don't throw rock at them. You move in, you quarantine the place, you move in, you put it under control. That back and forth that went on for an entire day. I don't know the current use of full continuum.
Thank you, Fadiga. Thank you. Thank you, Fadiga. Folks, when Fadiga talking, you please watch the time here. You help me to monitor Fadiga.
You will be talking, you will not say nothing. I'll be watching the time.
Thank you, Fadiga. Thank you very much. We appreciate your input. Let's welcome Dr. Bopler. Let's welcome Conor Gray. And let's welcome Uncle Sam. Fatima, welcome to the show. Again, the reason why we have to do this 2 minutes because we have many on the show. Let everybody have time to talk. Please. Just watch
you allow people to talk and
Fadiga, stop, man. Fadiga, stop throwing tantrum, please. Stop.
Okay. Go
Fadiga,
ahead.
thank you. Stop. So we're going to just monitor our time and let give everyone a chance to speak. Dr. Bopler, are you with us? Dr. Bopler? All right, so he's frozen. Let me bring in Fatima. Fatima, welcome to the show. We'll give you your 2 minutes.
I'd like to say hi to all of you on the show, Dr. Francine. How are you? And I would like to say to the viewers across the globe, thank you for once again joining us to watch Spoon and be aware of what's going on in our country and around the world. Today I was a little disappointed, a little hurt because I felt like our country was moving towards, prosperity. And I actually was, when I was watching the scene as they occurred, I didn't even know something was going on until a friend of mine, Jada Mason, called me and said, "Oh, are you watching Spoon TV?" And then I tuned in. I would like to commend the police actually, but also I felt like they were indecisive in the beginning because in any country in the world, they honestly, the DEA or the police, they have the right to come in anywhere they want to invade and check out and make sure things are there. If you have nothing to fear, you have nothing going wrong, I think they should have done it. I also don't think our government should make it appear that they are CDC seekers, that they are looking for these people. But at the same time, there should be law and order. I congratulate the police for making sure that there was law and order, that there was safety of our people. And I just wish that everybody should understand this country is a country of laws. We must follow the law to the letter. We must ensure that, peaceful people are not treated badly. But if it comes to the law and people want to find out if you have drugs or they have, they go out there and find out there's something in my house and they want to come and see it, I think once they have a warrant, they should have the opportunity to do so. So that's how I feel about it today until, we discuss further. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Conor Gray, welcome to the show. Your 2 minutes, sir. Uncle Sam, welcome to the show. Let's hear you, Uncle Sam. Welcome.
Sometimes you can skip me for now.
Okay. Uncle Sam?
Okay, right. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon to my friends around the world. Good morning to the people out in the East. It was a very hard day for me today. It was a hard day for me because I believe that we have gone beyond, weaponizing the judiciary, weaponizing state security against political opponents. And initially, I thought the police did well because I started watching around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I saw the people throwing rocks, and I saw the security going back and forth. But then, of course, as the day went on, when I started to see other videos, when I saw the illegal intrusion in the CDC headquarters, when I saw the nicketing women, I saw them with the bras off. I saw people who apparently were like down. I don't know whether they were shot, and I don't know whether they had a search warrant, and the search warrant should be specific about which house, the people living in the house, and exactly what they're going for. So I think there needs to be an investigation, but there needs to be an independent investigation, because the Burke administration should not investigate itself. I think the police has like a civilian complaint board, and that consists of civilians, the Council of Churches, and other civil society organizations, and I think ECOWAS, who's been guarantors of the peace in the international community, should also be involved, because if Liberia, God forbid, were to implode, and it would just be security implications on the region, and our country's going to go backwards. Lastly, the apparatus of the state and the peace of the state rests in the hands of the Burke administration. So I think they should be doing more to preserve the peace. Okay, so that's what I want to say for now.
Thank you very much. And guys, again, we want to say to everyone, please share the program. Welcome to the Spoon Talk. We're going to get into this. We got pictures of the LDEA officer that got hurt. I just put it in the chat room. People are bleeding. They are at JFK. Again, we'll be calling the acting director of LDEA, Christopher Peters. Again, we want to hear from him. We want to place a call to Moses Akaris Gray, former representative district number 8. We hope he answered. I reached out to him early if he has something to contribute tonight. I want to say to all of you, this is about Liberia. We'll discuss it, and to each his own. And again, let's have some foundation here. Let's have some baseline as to actually what happened. What we saw on Spoon Network and other network is what we saw. But what really happened? What led to this? Well, you know, what I know, people you spoke to, what is the real story. So let me call Chris Peters, and let's see whether he can give us some overview. Nelson, can you please put Christopher's name on the place? I spoke to him earlier, and he said we should call, and he will be brief on the phone. So let's listen. Hope he can pick up. While we're doing that, I want to just ask a question, and Fadiga, while we wait for Chris, I want to ask you. Okay, he's on the phone, so let me wait. Hello. Hello. Is that Lone Star or something giving problem in Liberia? Because this been happening to me nearly all day. Is that Lone Star, right? Is it Lone Star? All right. So let me establish something, and I hope he will call back. What I want to know, LDA must have a search warrant, correct? Is that how it works?
Usually,
LDA, the Liberia National Police, must have a search warrant. Am I correct?
Usually, yes.
Usually, or in all cases?
Not in all cases.
They must have a search warrant, except where in hot pursuit, where they are running after, they see something in plain view, and then they're running after you. Almost the same as in the States. But they have to have a search warrant from the court.
My next question. Yeah, go ahead. You want to say?
No, that's what I'm saying, search and seizure.
So then my next question. Have we gathered any information whether LDA had a search warrant?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah, but Stenton, this is.
I can't see how they will go there with all this. They usually do.
We can call the acting director.
We can act
I'm calling him, and he pick up a phone drop, so I call him continuously.
Yeah. I think WhatsApp is better than the regular line.
Yeah, that WhatsApp I'm calling.
Oh.
I was able to speak to him like 2-3 times today. But now, okay, we'll see whether he will call back. But again, we need to ask this question to help our audience. Were there any such warrant? You've been speaking, Uncle Sam, Duadu, Fadiga, you in Liberia. Can anyone tell us on the show, were there any search warrant?
Well, Senator, let me say this to you very quickly. I don't know that for a fact whether there was a search warrant, but you got to understand the case of Liberia. There are a lot of gatherings that are considered ghettos where it's not specific to a search warrant, because you can't go seek a search warrant for the graveyard, for example, where most of the cases are gathered. You can't go seek a search warrant for an abandoned building where you see a bunch of Zogos. Or the police can come in and try to raid our place and get rid of them. So we got to be very careful now. If they're coming to somebody's house where people are living, that's different. But if it's in a graveyard or if beyond a bunch of zinc shop where the kids gather, no, I don't think they need a search warrant for that instance.
I understand. You cannot
just go anywhere and search with all warrant.
I understand. Yes, I understand what you guys say, and seriously, I really want us to establish something that's the reason for my question. Maybe Uncle Sam spoke to people and you got information. Maybe you Fadika and anyone else. We should establish, number one, if there was a search warrant or if it wasn't. Two, where were they going? CDC compound or not CDC compound? Because the argument that folks are making, they came into CDC compound without a search warrant. Am I correct?
That's one of the arguments.
That's one of the arguments. So did they obtain search warrant to go to CDC compound, or was a search warrant just to go somewhere else?
Can I say something?
So we gotta establish something here tonight. Go ahead, Fadiga.
Let's assume they go to the ghetto to raid, and the ghetto is attached to CDC headquarters, and people run away from that ghetto and then goes in the CDC compound. That is called hot pursuit. While you are pursuing that person, why don't they go in a mansion? Say, you can use the security, or I won't go to the mansion because
but I don't want.
If they go in somebody's house, you can go behind them.
Fadiga.
So you can pursue them there.
Fadiga, don't take us to hot pursuit. Let's establish whether there was a search warrant, because lawyers are calling now and we'll bring them on. We need to establish first whether LDEA had a search warrant, and let's read the report from Mika. Mika put out a statement, right?
Correct.
And I believe we all read that statement. So let's establish something. Let's read the statement. Uncle Sam, you got anything to add? Was there a search warrant? What are you hearing, or who you spoke to today, Uncle Sam? Uncle Sam, you got to unmute.
Yeah, you want me to read it?
No, I'll put it up. I'm asking you something extra. No. Don't read the statement.
Okay.
Did you hear anything about search warrant today and who they were going after, Uncle Sam?
Yeah, I'm hearing that the government went and got an opinion after the fact from a prominent jurist, and the jurist gave an opinion that they didn't need a search warrant. That is what the prominent jurist said. But of course, they can get a prominent jurist to say anything if they are motivated by pecuniary benefits. And this is Liberia. But this is the prominent jurist is not within the system now. He's retired. And so it is the courts.
Uncle Sam, I'm sorry. Uncle Sam, let me interrupt you. I have the acting officer in charge. Welcome to the show, Mr. Peters. It's good having you.
Yeah, thank you, Stanton. Thank you for reaching out, and good afternoon to all the people listening and your panelists.
Thank you very much, sir. Can you give us an overview of what took place today? Whether it was at the CDC headquarters or within the vicinity of the CDC headquarters. Can you talk to us, please?
So the LDEA's initial response will be within the limits of what the government press release has already spoken about. The LDEA attempted to execute a warrant earlier this morning, not within the compound of the CDC. We want to make that clear. We didn't issue any warrant against the CDC as an institution or within its compound. What we're looking at is still an active investigation, which is also on the surveillance at the private property situated within the vicinity, but not within the perimeter fence wall of the CDC.
Okay, so can you repeat that though? Because a lot of confusion that y'all went into CDC compound. Can you please repeat again? Let folks hear you very clearly, sir.
So the LDEA, in an attempt to execute a search and seizure warrant, did not enter the perimeter fence wall of the CDC compound, but it went to a private residence located between located within the area called Small Time Community, which is not too far from the beach, but right in the middle of that community. So the LDA did not enter the CDC compound. It did not have any authority by way of search warrant to serve any warrant on CDC as an institution, because we had no surveillance on CDC. We had no investigation about CDC of anything going on in the CDC compound. So we did not go to CDC compound, but to a private residence.
Okay, so you didn't go on the street. You didn't go to a ghetto. You went to a private residence. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes. We want to hold it there because we were looking at something that falls within our own mandate within the property that we were investigating.
Was there a search warrant? If you can answer.
Yeah, we did. We went to execute a search warrant.
Okay. And you had a search warrant in your hand, just because people are making some argument that there was no search warrant. You had a search warrant that you want to execute.
The LDA had gone there to execute a search and seizure warrant.
Okay.
Not in the CDC compound.
We heard that some of your men got hurt. Can you speak to that?
Yes, we got 2 agents who were taken to JFK, and they're currently being treated. Just have to follow up after the show whether they've been discharged. But up to the time I'm on this phone, I know that they were still at JFK Hospital. They were taken there early this morning.
Were they hurt by sedition? Were they hurt by those who want to execute the search warrant on?
So if you go back to that to the government press release, you'll see the first paragraph is clear that in an attempt to execute that search warrant at that property, we got attacked. There was resistance from community member. At this point in time, we cannot see whether or not those members are in the small time community. We cannot see whether there's sedition, but we were attacked by community member that prevented the execution of that search warrant. So we had to pull out, and in pulling out, we sustained the injury that we just spoke about.
By any means, did you go on the CDC compound?
The LDA did not go. It did not enter the CDC compound.
Were you able to seize anything from where you went to search?
So were prevented and resisted by some community members that came around, so we did not execute the search warrant to seize anything.
I want to say thank you. I know you were giving me only limited time, Chris. I want to say thank you very much. If we have further questions, we hope to have you again anytime this week that we can ask you all of our questions. With the prevailing investigation, we're going to leave it like that. And I want to say thank you for giving us.
Senator, can I just ask him a quick question, please?
You're welcome. You're welcome. Uncle Sam, I really squeezed him to really speak to us because
but okay,
Uncle Sam, let me say this. Uncle Sam, you will come in. Let me just say this, please. They are having an ongoing investigation. I beg him, I squeeze him to come and speak to us. He said he could only take 2 questions. So please, he left. Let's have the show. We have established something here. You go ahead first, Uncle Sam. Make your point.
So if law enforcement officer is saying there was a search and seizure warrant, he is obliged to say which judge, which court, and which jurisdiction issued that search warrant. The fact that even the government statement is bland, it is non-specific about which court issued that search warrant. It puts the whole thing into suspicion in the minds of the public. Because if you say a search warrant was issued, you should say whose judge, which court, which jurisdiction, which circuit, and all of those information. And by this time, you should have the copy of the search warrant in the public domain.
Thank you
because
very
of
much,
the
Uncle
nature
Richardson.
of
Thank
the,
you, Uncle
because of the
Sam.
nature of our movement today.
And ladies and gentlemen, we got more information that we'll be bringing you with. Glenny, welcome to the show, by the way. I want to hear from Glenny and Acid, though, that just came on. Then from there, we'll go over. We have heard now from the officer in charge, Christopher Peters. We got more questions, but we got more information for you. This is big. And again, we got something to give you tonight. Glenny, you go ahead first. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's good to be here. A bit scary is how I would describe it today with all of the stories that's going around. But just reading the government statement, and I am in no obligation to believe anyone else or to follow any hearsay. The government of Liberia has issued a statement, and that is a statement I'm going to stick to unless somebody comes and shows something else contrary to what they've said. Then we'll move from there. I also think, thank you, Stanton, for having the officer in charge come on, at least to give us some form of information. Now, this is my thought process. CDC have their boundaries, they have their headquarters. CDC cannot continue to stop people from going around its vicinity. The building where they own, that's their landmark. But to continue in this trend in this country is going to lead to something that's going to be detrimental to a lot of Liberians. So this stuff that's going on needs to stop. People need to abide by the law. People need to abide by rules and regulations. And if the police is wrong, we will say that they're wrong. But to continue this trend of disorderliness is something that is not good for Liberia, our very fragile country. And so something needs to happen and something needs to be done about it. I will hope the police will issue more on this statement, but the fact that the officer in charge was able to come and explain from his point of view and his side what happened, I am led to believe what they're saying unless we have something else that someone else will say contrary to what they've said.
Thank you very much, Glenny. Thank you. Isaac, don't come in. Welcome, Isaac.
Yeah, thank you. So I may be in and out because of where I am. Hi to everyone. I'm saddened today. I want to join the many voices to condemn in the strongest possible term brutality by state actors on peaceful citizens. And I want to use this time to say thank you to the acting head of the LDEA who just came on and made it clear that nothing was happening at the CDC party headquarters. They did not enter at the CDC party headquarters. It is now left with the police to tell us how they ended up at the CDC party headquarters and what did they go for. But I wanted to say this. It is a good thing he stated in the press conference released by the Minister of No Information today that they went to execute a search warrant. We want to demand the government to publish for the Liberian people, in the spirit of transparency, that search warrant, which judge issued it to them, what jurisdiction they got it from, for us to take us out. At this time, we want to call on the blatant lie of the Barker administration in their attempt to get a legal person issue them a backdated search warrant that landed him in jail right now. Again, this is a challenge to the government to kindly put out the search warrant that was issued to them. Who issued it to them? The jurisdiction and the judge. If the government can do that for us, we, in our right mind, will take a stand against our own, because we are 1,000,000% certain that there was no such warrant issued. It is just hatred, pathway towards destruction, for which they went there. It was not
Thank
a
you very
good
much,
thing
Isaac.
for our country.
Thank you very much, folks. Again, let me announce here We want to be grateful that the officer in charge came and spoke. But we have a lot of information since I woke up this morning. We've been investigating. Yes, there was a search warrant issue. I'm going to go to Dr. Richardson, Dwalu, Fatima, and we'll do this cycle again. Yeah, but you pass on your time, so we'll come back to you. Then maybe you can pull everything in, Mr. Gray, please. Let's do this very quick. It's very important for us to establish this. Where was the search warrant issue from? Sedition argument, and I can say to everyone, the search warrant was issued from the magisterial court in West Point. Honor George Jomanjala. We need to establish this. It was issued, but is that the jurisdiction as to where they went to search? That's a big question. We got people on the standby that want to address this issue. They want to address this. So Liberians need to be informed. I'm not going to go whether they went onto the compound of CDC. It was established by the officer in charge. They did it. But is West Point part of that jurisdiction? Can somebody help us understand? West Point Magisterial Court, where they went to execute the search warrant, is they under the jurisdiction of West Point Magisterial Court? Can anybody get into this? We'll take it one step at a time and we establish something here. If not, because I know certainly, having spoken to a lot of people, where the lady name is, it was established, but there was a Sierra Leonean lady around the compound of CDC, or Sierra Leonean lady that brought in drugs, weed, the one we call marijuana. They had an intel. They went after her with that search warrant. They didn't go with the intent to go to CDC compound. They went there to this Sierra Leonean lady. And when they went there was resistance. They met resistance. The argument was, we had an intel, you brought in drugs. Some of the folks, if you hear Fadiga saying hot pursuit, because some of them ran through the CDC compound. That's what Fadiga is saying, hot pursuit. So I like the fact that he acknowledged that whether LDEA or Liberia National Police, they were in pursuit. I want to pause with this story because it is important for us to do this, for us to establish something here, then we can move ahead. If you got your sources out there, reach out to them, they will inform you. Now, two questions I want to ask while you make your statement. CDC headquarters, is it under the jurisdiction of West Point Magisterial Court? If not, then were the execution accurate? Dr. Richardson, anybody can establish that.
And I have a question for you guys, or for you. Does the search warrant have to come from the jurisdiction within in which CDC compound is?
Yes.
Yes. So, but Stanton, you have to also don't ignore the fact, and I like the question that Doc is asking, because if there is a probable cause of a crime, then the magisterial judge have the prerogative to issue that. So if they think that there is a crime, they can do that. You don't have, it doesn't have to be whether they're on a West Point or not.
So hold on 1 minute. It must be under the magisterial court of which you have the property. It cannot be under the West Point Magisterial Court. And the judge at the West Point Magisterial Court, as far as I know, is Judge Joe Manjala. Okay. Now, let's establish something again. Go ahead, Dr. Richardson.
So I think I'm willing to wait and hear what unfolds in terms of the warrant. But when I hear someone say the government is obliged, okay, I heard Uncle Sam say the government is obliged to tell the public. The government is not obliged to do anything at this moment because there's ongoing investigation happening right now. So until they get that done, maybe they can tell the public. That's what I have to say. And
all right, so sorry, go ahead, Dr. Richardson.
And if they were in hot pursuit, and the person ran into CDC compound, then I think the government is in its right to go in there and pursue the person that they're looking for. Secondly, I personally didn't see I watched the video. I didn't see the police into CDC here compound. I did see rocks being thrown from CDC compound to the police who were across the street. That's
But
why.
again, we can establish the officer in charge said they didn't go into the CDC compound.
Okay.
So we come to the hot pursuit. Duadu, you been around the block. Help people understand. Warrant from different jurisdiction.
Well, we don't know that. First of all, let's establish something.
No, I tell you because I know that you don't know that, Duadu. I am telling you because it was established.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm saying here, a judge in West Point Ministerial Court would not issue a warrant that is outside his jurisdiction. There must be reasons why he issued that warrant. So if he issued that warrant, it must.
You are very smart. I will pause you. You'll continue, and you bring up the third point that we need to make. Who issued the warrant? Duadu, you are very smart. Judge Joma Jada didn't issue the warrant. Let me give this other information. Judge Joma Jada's signature was falsified on the warrant by his clerk, and report reaching us that clerk is now in South Beach. That clerk was arrested. So let's establish that. Duadu, I like the point you ran there because there will be no sound judge to issue that, knowing that it's not his jurisdiction. So we can now tell the nation that the clerk falsified the judge's signature. Okay, and if I understand, let's explain something because we dig deeper into this thing. And the clerk falsified the judge information, and this has reached to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has ordered the arrest of that clerk, and that clerk is now in jail.
Good.
So was the warrant a unique one? Continue, Duadu.
Thank you, and I love that you make that point. I want to say to Honorable Gary Coleman, set up a team of 2 or 3 men to start filming everything you do. Let's get this clearly. The warrant, what happened at the end, whether it was falsified, it is a legal matter with the clerk and the court. The DEA don't know that. They are operating as though this is a legitimate warrant. We have to understand that. Now, what also preceded that warrant, if a crime happened in the process of that, that does not negate the fact that the police is still doing the job rightfully. So the warrant is issued, they are executing the warrant. Everything that happened after the fact can still be pursued by the police because on the police mind, they are doing the right thing. And it's on proper guidelines. So, and I hope the judge, he has to go to jail if he falsifies. I want to say
and again, that's a smart one. We got another case. We'll wait when everybody finishes speaking. Let me go to Fadiga because Fadiga was here before you, Fatima. Fadiga, take us through with the story now. We are establishing something, and the people enjoying it, they're coming along. Talk to us. What do you know?
Well, I don't know much about the case. I didn't follow the case, but I know George Jala. We actually work at NBI before they close it. And he's an avid listener of this show. He actually always in the comment section here. He always here. What I do know is I can say for a fact, given my knowledge of law enforcement. Look, once the search and seizure was never issued, there's no way the government can publish it. The reason is on a search and seizure, you do have very important, usually classified information. It's not just a random document. It's a document that has specific information. It has to be detailed to a specific place. It can be random. You have to tell the person who caused the error and everything. So if it was not executed, they cannot publish it. But this new revelation that someone falsified it, I want to know more about this story, because what is happening here, this is a Liberia problem. Look, people do not like to do the right thing in this country. It's not about a specific person. This is a lawless country. People just are not held accountable. So people just do the dumbest thing for no reason, just because they can. There's a right way to do it, but people will choose not to do the right way, because something. You heard a story about people go to execute search and seizure. The next thing you know, the dealer already know information. So there's so many things. I'm shocked that a clerk would do it, because normally it's the city court that should have issued that warrant. It's the city court and now Westwood because of the jurisdiction. So I'm a little shocked, and all these things are unraveling. I will hold my horse, Stanton. I won't want to go too much because this is a very delicate matter. I have
It
my
is.
own
It is. And
thought
I
about
like
what
what
is
you
going
said.
on, and I rather reserve some of my thought for now so that I don't make a rash decision.
Again, thank you very much. I think I will agree with you. It's a city code. Going to West Point is a big question, but we can announce tonight on the show that clerk is at South Beach. That clerk is in jail. We can announce that we will have the copy of the warrant pretty soon, or maybe tomorrow, and we'll share the copy with you guys. It is confirmed that the document was falsified. But let me go back to what Eduardo just said, and I'll bring in our sister Fatima. If the document was falsified, do you think LDA should know that it was from another jurisdiction, Fatima?
Well, I think if they had, usually if the LDE will have the warrant, I think they will only speak to the guys who are enforcing. I don't think they themselves would see the warrant. So the first thing we need to know is to find out if this warrant was actually where it was done. If it was, because if it was done in West Point, I don't think there will be jurisdiction by the CDC office. I don't think that will be a jurisdiction that it will go to. So I think the first thing for us to establish, like you said, is where did they get this warrant from? Why did they get it? For them to go to near the CDC to execute the warrant. That's the first thing we need to establish. But on the other hand, let's just say, even if the police went, or if DEA and the police went to because of this warrant to execute a warrant, I think our citizens, they need to abide by the law, the rule of law. And if the officer in charge is saying that they did not even go to the CDC office, they went somewhere else to do this, when are we going to respect our law enforcement officers?
So we come there, Fatima. You make a good point. We come there. Let's just brush off this thing. I really want to get everybody view more information coming in. Actually, when was a warrant issue? Again, I want you to just was it issued actually prior to them going or after the fact? Again, we come to that because people within that know this thing, they are giving us, and I want to put my hand on the warrant. Let me bring you in, Uncle Sam. Talk to us. Let's stick with the warrant. Let's stick with the execution, and let's just go, guys. Let me remain within the 2 minutes. I hope somebody can watch this time. Okay. Uncle Sam, talk to us.
Okay. Look, my Liberian people, this is what the Unity Party people want you to believe. That a fraudulent search warrant went into the hands of the authorities at the LDEA, and no one vetted. That's what the CEO, no one vetted the veracity, the genuineness, and the legality of that search warrant. That's what it's saying to us. That some rogue elements within the LDEA went to West Point and got a search warrant. Do y'all believe that? That's what they're saying. In effect, that some rogue elements, some patrol officer within the LDEA, some low-ranking guy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that this falsification of this search warrant goes very high up into the LDEA. It has to, because there is no way that you can issue a raid without the institution of the proper command and control. Somebody must be the leader of that raid, and the leader of that raid must get official mandate from a senior officer or a senior leader in the LDA. So they cannot say that the people that went to execute this fraudulent seizure warrant, okay, did not get it from the authorities. So the authorities, what I believe, this was an afterthought. After this thing got sour, they went to some lowly clerk who needed $15, $20 They paid him, they bribed him, and as a result, he's spending a night in South Beach today. But he will speak because he knows that somebody paid him, and this is, I'm just guessing, but this is Liberia, and this is how it's done. So, Liberian people, the LDA falsify the search and seizure warrant. It appears to be done at the highest level, and this appears to be something that was deliberate. Deliberate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uncle Sam. Let me bring in Glendy and Conor Gray. Then we will go to our second thing, and everybody will have the piece of time to discuss. I think we have many here. I see Asiva in the back. Let me see if he can come in, though. All right. So go ahead, Glendy, Asido, and Conor Gray. We'll try to squeeze in Asiva later. Go ahead, Sis Glendy.
So, Center, I think also, just like you said, there are different pieces to this story that's unfolding. The more you talk about one thing, something else come out. If it is established, and based on what you said, the fact that the secretary or whoever the guy is, the clerk of the court is now in jail, that's a significant thing, and that's wrong. Because then it also leads to the fact is, like you said, when did they get this warrant? Who issued it? Who asked for it? Who was it issued to? And it's almost like, if DEA is asking for a warrant, why did they need a warrant if they felt that there was a crime already in the area? So all of these pieces here, there are different pieces to the puzzle that needs to be answered. But we have to know, because if this clerk did this, then this is wrong. But then also, somebody, whoever is leading the DEA or whoever was leading this raid, did they validate that the warrant they had was accurate? Did they not know about the jurisdiction and all of those things? Were they not informed about it? And how did all of this come out? So there's so many things to this, so many pieces to the puzzle, but things like these should not be happening. There's just so many stories and so many information that is still not yet unfolded.
Yeah, quite correct. Again, I can say to you, when everybody finished, we'll come over another side of the story. We'll stick with the story because it's growing by the meaning. That is second. Conor Gray, welcome to the show. As it though you just went off, man, we don't know what's happening. Conor Gray, please join us here.
Spencer, is my audio okay?
Yes, Conor Gray, you are good. You are good.
All right, gentlemen and ladies, good evening. And from what I'm hearing obstruction of justice based on the officer in charge that appeared. He said some prominent people in the legal world or in the lawful world, that's obstruction of justice. There is no group of people that can obstruct justice when it's in progress. But I'm suspecting, I hate to say this, but I'm suspecting that the raid was done without a warrant, and then they realize the error, and then they're trying to cover their track. Sometimes, if we want to do things the right way, we'll make sure we cross all our T's and dot our I's. But why is it so difficult to get a warrant if it's not obstruction of justice? I don't think it's difficult, but I think it did not occur to these people. That's why some of us have called for the elevation of a joint security force, so that all elements of of our national security garment would be part of that joint security. So some of these kinds of needs, they will not have need for them because they already will be moving along with the Ministry of Justice, who execute law and order in our country. And at the same time, we have to be able to look. We understand the issue of drug is becoming a national calamity for most for our country. So anybody who jumps on the bandwagon to have it eliminated somehow, it should not be a wrestling match together. A simple, warrant. But I think we're approaching these things lightly, and this is still the political side of it. There are certain elements in our society that will say, look, this
Thank you.
government will make sure they will not succeed. So anything they tend to do, they will obstruct. But
Thank you.
I'm coming, and I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Colonel Greg. Guys, again, please welcome to the show. Let's hear everybody. Good question coming up. Again, as though we cannot come to you when you're going off and on, though. So therefore, let me bring in Mame. Again, remember, we still got Abba in the back. We're going to have a beautiful show. There's a lot to this story, a lot of information. I can announce that the rate was issued yesterday. I can confirm that the rate was issued yesterday. Now, we want to confirm on the warrant. Once we have the copy, we'll display it. But clearly, you were asking, there was a rate issued yesterday, and the execution took place today. The rate is different from the warrant, which you have to establish that. Bapulume.
Yeah, we will wait for this. I mean, greetings to everybody. I can always make that mistake, but it's good I can correct myself. Greetings to everybody and the listeners who follow the show all the time. We appreciate your time with us. But as we get more information, we'll speak to it. Generally, it was not a good scene. I mean, we saw clash between the police and civilians. We wouldn't want to give their name. I wouldn't want to give their name, but we saw clash between police and civilians. We saw some of the movement was not favorable. We saw bruise on the police. We saw movement of people in the way and form that we do not appreciate. We do not welcome. I don't see the level of threat that some of those people that were moving with poles in the way and form they were moving with them. I saw the police. I felt sorry for DEA officers, the way they were treated, the bruises on their face, the picture, it shows that there were really, really, really brute force, I know, that came against them. The way to control these things, we'll talk about them before, but this is just my introductory statement. Clash between police and civilian. The police were brutalized. Civilians were moved in the way and form that I believe were disproportionate. The level of threat, I saw some of them to be less threatful, except the police can come out and speak to that more. But the way they were treated was not suggesting to me that they had so much threat to be treated the way they were treated.
Thank you very much, Mame. Thank you. Again, we're having trouble with you, as it do. I don't know whether you can continue. I know you're not.
I think after. Yeah, let me just make a point, and after this, I will try to get up and get to the house. So, with everything that's been explained so far, we all can now rightfully reason that some actors in the government just want to see our country in a different path. We have had a relative 6 peaceful years. We should continue this. It is okay for us to live like people, despite our political disagreements. So I want to state for the record, and this is, of course, with 100% certainty, that the government did not have a search warrant. So what happened? After the incident today, the government decided to go to the city court because the international communities and other persons were concerned if indeed they did have a search warrant. When they went to the city court to get one, they wanted that to be backdated. The city court refused because they said they did not want to get into the politics of the day. That's how now they connected, a Unity Party Learning assistant clerk, and that clerk's name is Abraham, from the court in West Point. He actually stole the stamp of the ministerial judge, Jomajala, and he issued the warrant backdating it. It was because of that he was arrested, and like you say, Stanton, is currently in jail. Now, what is important here? If you can see a government doing all of this just to get a warrant, it tells you that there is something more than this. Why were you at CDC party headquarters? See what happened. Women all been naked Imagine the police dragging people from the CDC party's place. Why all of that for? And again, I don't want to believe that President Buckeye will appoint people who don't know where they're supposed to get warrant or where they should not. Someone once said that ignorance of the law excuses no one. This is no justification. It is barbaric. This is not the Liberia we want. Despite our
Thank
disagreement,
you, Isaac.
this is not what
Thank
should
you.
happen.
Alfredo, thank you very much. And when you get home, you can join us. We hope you can join us while you I know you leave in the office. We'll bring in Isaac back. Thank you very much. And folks, let me say this. Let me make some progress, more progress here. And I will start with Dr. Richard saying and go back to Eduardo, then we'll do the round table. It is important for us to know now. Citizenship, there was no such warrant. Let me ask you. When you maybe it will just be a question that you can answer in passing. We are receiving information that there was a search warrant, but who signed on the search warrant was an issue. Do you think the LDEA officer should have known that it's the clerk and not the judge, Dr. Richardson, or Eduardo, Fatima, Fadiga?
You know, I would think that the LDEA department should have known, because there should be someone who understand the legal issues, the legal aspect of the law, to be able to translate that into the people on the field. I'm concerned about all of these discrepancies that we hear and all of these differences. There's a search warrant, there was a search warrant, somebody stole the clerk's signature. I'm concerned about that. However, though, the failure of the government to get a search warrant did not warrant the behavior of the CDC members that I saw today. Did not warrant that at all. Those things are two separate things to me. Yes, it worries me that the government did not have a search warrant. It looks bad. It looks elementary to me that a whole government don't know how to process a search warrant. But at the same time, why were those people burning tires and throwing stones today in our country? That's the question that I want to know.
Again, we come there, Dr. Richardson, you are quite correct. We come there is a good question, but want to let brush this off with a question I just asked real quick, guys, because I know you have your own 2 cents to add to this budget. Eduardo, my same question to you.
Yeah, Stanton, let me say this. I think people forget that the government is an entity that should be responsible. When you do these kind of things, it takes a lot away from the government. Dr. Francine is right. There should be somebody in the DEA that verifies the legitimacy of a warrant, whether it covers them, because this is a legal matter. Because real lives will be at stake when you go enforce a warrant. It has to be legitimate. But Stanton, before I forget, I want to say this. These kind of conversations actually forcing the people back home to make sure they're within the confines of the laws when they operate, because we are going to critique them. You can't do this. This is a legitimate. If you're going to issue a warrant, plenty of things behind it. You got to get it right. And I want to make this point though: a judge will decide, even though the DEA person can come and say, "Listen, I didn't know the warrant was illegitimate. All the crimes that happened after that was committed, a judge will determine whether somebody is guilty in that sphere." But even if the warrant is illegitimate, the crimes that happen may not be prosecutable. I don't know, but that's what the lawyers are determining.
Listen, let me say this: a lot of folks, a lot of information coming to us, and I will also say this while we continue, starting with Fadika and coming to Fatima. The rape, the warrant, they were all issued yesterday. If it is true, because again, I can announce, we right there, almost getting a copy of this warrant. If it is true that both were issued yesterday, because understand now, the execution took place 3 o'clock this morning, between 3 to 5 a.m. So if it were true, you want to tell me that nobody looked at the signature page and see whether the judge signed it or it was the clerk? But understand, it was falsified by the clerk. Somebody said this, which is so important. And I always say this: you have CDC in government, you have Unity Party in government, and you have independent in government. When these things happen, people put out the information. The gentleman is in jail. That's a full confirmation. The clerk is in jail. But while you answer, can we bring in why were the CDC involved? If this is not on the CDC compound, because we brought it 6 p.m., 10 p.m. in Liberia, I want us to squeeze this in starting from Fadiga. Why were the CDC involved? How did it get to be part of the apple pie? Can somebody help us? Because the officer in charge said we didn't go into the compound, on the compound of the CDC. So how did we get the police and the CDC going back and forth? Fadiga, you in Liberia, but what I mean, and we spoke today, Fadiga. Let's be fair. You are very pointed with some of your argument. Talk to the nation as they listen to you. Why do you think the CDC got involved into this?
I want everybody to know that the government is not after sedition. The government is not singling out sedition. This was not a targeted attack against sedition. They are doing everything possible to turn it into that. This is a domino effect of several things that happened before, and they're trying to blame it on this. Stenton, I would say one thing, and I think that will be my final thing on this thing, because I'm on the verge of exploding, and that would not be a good thing. I would say this to President Boykai. Pay attention to DEA. Pay attention to DEA. It's a rotten system. It's a very rotten and messy system over there. DEA agents know where to get search warrant from. I don't know the totality of the story, so I won't even try to go into it. But I will say one thing before I even end this. You can get a judge can sound from another jurisdiction. I did talk to a lawyer, but they have to have a sign off from a judge within that jurisdiction. So that means you can take it from West Point, but you have to go to the city court to endorse it. So let's assume you have a search and seizure in Bikino and a raid is issued. You have to go to the magistrate court in that place there, let them write off on it, and then they can execute it. But let's assume this is not happening. This didn't happen. I'm shocked at some of this information, but I'm not surprised. There are many things that happen at LDEA, and I pray that this president pay attention to DEA. That place needs a shakeup. That place needs a change. And what I've realized with my 7 months in Liberia, this country, people enjoy seeing it the way it is, and they will fight good people that want to fight the system. They will destroy you, and people will group everybody in the same suit and say everybody dirty so nobody can talk. It pee me because I know too much, and I'm not going to say anything. Instead, I'll pass. But I'll just talk to my president. Pay attention to LDEA. Because they know that are happening.
And what come, why don't the president delayed making a decision having a serious effect on this LDA? But to the simple question, Fatima, you come in, leave the question I just asked, please.
Well, CEO, I think, well, let me just, as we were talking about the warrant issue, I remember I went to Liberia it was a land dispute. And when I went for the judge to sign my paper, it was actually the clerk that was stamping everything for me. So I don't know if it's illegal for these clerks to sign for these judges, because everything that I got, when I met the judge, he told me go to the clerk. The clerk signed and stamped every document of mine that I needed for our property in Town. So I don't know if it's illegal or if it's wrong for these people to be signing on behalf of the judges. I don't know if he illegally did it, and if he did, I think for real he should be prosecuted. You heard what I said, CEO? When I went to Liberia, like I said,
heard you. I think that if they are given the authorization to do so, fine. If not, they shouldn't.
Yes, they shouldn't do it. So I don't know if it's the same case. But other than that, I actually believe that the rule of law should be followed in our country. we said this president was coming to bring change. We said that this administration was going to bring a change that everybody in Liberia would enjoy. I don't think seditionists should feel like they are being picked on. I don't even think they should be picked on. I think that everyone in our country, we should live within the confines of the law. So I just want to wait and hear and see. Like you said, CEO, they are investigating this thing. Let's give it a day or two so we can find out the details. And if they really didn't get the warrant signed and they went there, I think we should call a spade a spade. We should call them out for doing that. But when I saw them stoning as DEA members, I saw the people. I don't think that was right either. These are these are law enforcement officers, people that protect the lives of our young people in the country. I don't think they should do that as well to hurt them like that. I saw some people bleeding from the chin. I saw a
So
guy.
yeah, we're gonna come there because we have this picture. All right. These I have to just edit them because it's just not good. That's where he was bleeding from.
Yeah.
So I have to put red marker on them. But this other officer is lying at JFK right now. Again,
And
there's a
see,
lot of
I think
backup.
the main
And
thing I was thinking about CEO. Let me just make this last point. It's not about us against them. Seditions, we're all Liberians. I don't think there should be a division where people come and say, oh, I don't think there should be a division. I think we all should unite. Our president, Josiah Bakar, we should encourage him to call Judge Weah so he can
thank
talk
you.
to people. So we can, the country, our country is
We
flourishing.
will. Yeah, you make it a very good point, guys. Let's wrap up on this thing again. There are a lot of information coming in. We give our closing what we know, who issued that such warrant, what was the issue, was the issue before or after the fact. Now, how did we get into the CDC, and what the main purpose of the involvement of sedition? Uncle Samuel Jackson, talk to us.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to extend my heartfelt sympathy, okay, to the young DEA officers who were hurt. I mean, definitely, they did not deserve that. I mean, absolutely and unequivocally, any violence that was committed, well, they must be condemned. Must be condemned by all Liberians. Absolutely must be condemned. And it is clear that the reason why this happened is because there's a breakdown in the command and control, in the authority, and in the efficacy of the LDA. This says to President Boycott that the 2 months or 3 months that you have been dilly-dallying with that report, whether it's exculpatory, whether it's indicting or what have you, the fact that you have been indecisive for the last 3 months is a clear manifestation that you are to be held responsible for the breakdown in the command and control at the LDEA. Plain and simple. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Liberians, the LDEA went and motivated a fraudulent search warrant from its jurisdiction, not within the city court. They got it from a clerk, and that clerk is in jail. This is very damning, and I believe that some critical action should be taken. Lastly, on the issue of unity, all political leaders in this country need to take a deep breath and count from 1 to 10. And that starts with President Boycott to call the political leaders, major civil society leaders, and let's try to cool down the temperature in this country and the loudness of the decibel, because we don't need it. People within the ECOWAS sub-region, they're tired with us. People within the international community are tired with us. And some Liberians are tired. Many Liberians are tired. And we need to address this because the future of the country is at stake.
Thank you, Uncle Sam. And I have the former district number 8, Representative Moses Akaris Gray. Welcome to the show, Representative Gray. Welcome.
Yeah, start on going to you, actually. Yeah, I couldn't really participate today on the show because I had a lot of engagement. But I just wanted to make something clear. It was good that I went there today. The DEA officers actually enter from the back of the headquarters of the CDC into the grounds of the CDC. Are you getting me?
We hearing you.
Yeah, they enter into the grounds of the CDC early this morning. Okay, some people were sleeping. No people live at the headquarters of the CDC. Okay, and they engaged the partisan on the grounds of the CDC, and the DA is shot. We have evidence of the Buddha share this morning.
Okay, so can I ask you, Honorable Gray? Let me ask you, please allow me.
Yeah.
Did they enter to execute a search warrant, or they enter in hot pursuit?
No, the DEA did not enter at the headquarters on a what we call search guard. I engaged the police. Today you saw me, I spoke to the police. I went to the PSU headquarters on the airfields. Okay, there was nothing about search warrant. There was nothing by the police that called hot pursuit. Nothing. Absolutely. Okay, that whole thing was just orchestrated. To be very frank with you, there was no need for what happened today. Absolutely zero need. No need, for what happened. The DA officers, I'm not telling you to say, the DA officers shot this morning at the headquarters of the CDC. Assuming they were in hot pursuit, if that is the assumption, what caused them to shoot? What caused them to break into the headquarters this morning? They got to stop covering all. The facts are there. They went there, they shot, and they engaged those boys before then the police came out with a backup.
So we saw you going over to ERU headquarters. Can you throw lights and the way forward now with everything that happened?
Basically, when I arrived there on startup, I went into the grounds of the CDC. If you saw me, it was something that was public. I went in and told everybody to maintain the calm. Nobody should leave the headquarters, the grounds of the party ground. I went to the police, and nobody could talk to me amongst the police. I was even begging one or two of the guys, let's talk. Okay? And then they said none of the leaders were around, so they said you went to the PSU headquarters on the FE, okay, near the bike. So I went there and I spoke to the highest ranking officer that was on the ground. He said, the people at National Security Media at the Ministry of Justice. So I told him, I said, look, no need. The police is very provocative. The best shouldn't take it. Let the police back off, cross the road. Nobody is going to come on the main road. All the people remain in the headquarters of the ground. So basically, my action was to ensure that the police and our partisans don't exchange. Because the police are entering the party headquarters. The police enter in the entrance of the headquarters. If you saw it, look at the video. Okay? But the fact of the matter is that, look, stand up. Whether we like it or not, there was no need for what happened today. Okay? For me, it was orchestrated. It was well calculated.
By whom?
That the DEA entered the headquarters. The security. Okay, I want you to call Gregory Coleman if you didn't have a meeting yesterday with the DEA and top security officer in office. I want you to call and ask. Look, we got friends in the police. You know people in the police. Since yesterday, we got the information. Okay? Since yesterday, we got the information that we wanted to raid the headquarters of the CDC. Okay? So if they did not come to raid the headquarters of the CDC, what were the DEA doing on the headquarters of the CDC and the shot? If there's any investigation, the investigation will show that the Buddha shell will have belongs to the DEA and the police of the Republic of Liberia. That will be clear.
Again,
we're not playing politics on a days.
Again, Akaris Mose Gray, former representative. I know you will be joining us on Sunday 101 with the CEO. We have more information on this. Again, welcome. Thank you for joining Spoon Talk tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, again, there you have it. Conor Gray will be joining us. We'll also be speaking to Information Minister Geraldine Pierre on 101 with the CEO. It will be a very, very big program, and we welcome you all on Sunday. Dr. Richardson Duadu, I'm sorry, we got to come down to Blendy, Remy Gray, Mame, and Abba. You heard Conor Gray, Representative Gray, Blendy. Talk to us.
No, I don't believe anything he says. I'm just going to be blatant. I don't believe a single word he has to say. Someone who has worked for the government of Liberia as a representative representing his people should be objective. Even if he brought the Holy Bible in front of me, I wouldn't believe it. But I want to say something. There are many lawyers listening to the show. And the little that I've heard is that in the court, the clerk of court will sign the writ. The judge is the one that will sign the orders, the different orders. So if a writ, and there are different kinds of writs, and there are different kind of a warrant. So it's possible that they got the rates and stuff yesterday. So this is the thing. We have to look into this. According to this lawyer, if the clerk signed the writ yesterday, we understand that the jurisdiction was wrong, but it means that the writ was not falsified if that is the clerk's prerogative to sign the writ. So I just wanted to share what the counselor was sharing with me. I just wanted
Thank
to
you.
put that out there. Thank you, Stanton.
Thank you, Colonel Gray. Let's hear you, Colonel Gray. We just heard from Representative Gray. The argument, the CDC argument, it came with an intent. They went there purposely to do something at the CDC headquarters. But we are speaking to people listening. They say we didn't go there. There was in hot pursuit. The argument that live bullets were fired and CDC compound, the folks from CDC have the share of the live bullet. Talk to me, Colonel Gray. You are a military man. Let's give you your minute to speak.
You know, Stanton, the fact that CDC enjoys 6 years of peace, it's not by accident. It's because those who are citizens under their leadership decided to be law-abiding. If they reverse now, they cannot stoop under those same circumstances. Then, therefore, I would ask law enforcement to be extremely vigilant. This should have been a clear example today to send up a message forth that, look, we're no nonsense law enforcement garment. So therefore, if you obstruct us, we'll get to you. But I don't think that message was sent. Look, this is not the first time a DEA agent has been maimed and hurt. This is not the first time. I think a DEA agent was even killed when Colonel Krumah was head of that department. We still have not sent forth that message. Otherwise, look, when you want to enforce the law, you don't look the other way. Go straight into the eyes of those who are breaking the law, and handle it in accordance with force continuum, as the police language would say. I'm pretty sure those people have no reason to enter that compound if this were not exigency circumstances. They went there not because they love to just go raid CDC. Look, anything you do in that country, CDC would like to have a piece of it because they're trying to steal the moment so they can say they were part of those who oppose this regime vehemently. But I think I agree with Ms. Richardson. I don't see any reason why I should believe Akari's Gray, because this is a guy who marshaled a group of lawless people out of prison into a university campus.
Glendy, Colonel Gray, Glendy said that.
Okay, and now he's coming on. He's coming on public radio to say
Thank you.
Compound. Who gave me authority?
Thank you, Colonel Gray. Let's bring in Mame. Mame, let's discuss the issue here. You heard that the CDC, through Moses Gray, said they have evidence, and they were willing to go through the investigation. We saw him there. He went to ERU compound, he spoke with the officers, some of them in charge, and then the folks retreated. And we saw Jefferson Koji coming out of the compound of CDC, coming onto the main road, and they retreated. Talk to us.
Stanton, America is going to election. You know me, if I came up to you and told you I'm contesting the US election, I'm not just only lying to you. I'm questioning your reasoning. For me to utter to you, Stanton, that I'm contesting in the US election to be president, so I'm not answering your phone because I'm busy. It means I believe that you're stupid to accept that. So it's an insult to your intelligence. When people like Gray take the phone and make statements that are unreasonable, statements that cannot be proven, they are insulting the intelligence of the people they believe will listen to them. And that is their partisans. This man posted on Facebook that the DEA threw 3 grenades in the CDC headquarters. On a page, Sandra, if you get your pull it up, please. If you don't have the time, no problem. This man posted that the DEA threw the police, they threw 3 grenades in CDC headquarters, and they get the shells of the grenade. There's a motive behind that. He's not just lying. He's insulting the intelligence of his people because he believes they will listen to it, they will believe it, and it will move them into action. That's all. You can't insult people intelligent on the show. 10 person living in CDC headquarters, or 15 person living in CDC headquarters. If a government is interested in breaking down CDC, they will go after President Weah. They will go after the leaders of the CDC. They will go after people who wields control, power, and influence. They will not go after the children who don't have place to sleep. They have to go sleep on the ground in the party headquarters. Those are not the people they will go after. Those children don't have place to sleep. They led the country 6 years, could not provide an opportunity to even rent homes for themselves. They had to go and sleep on the ground in the party headquarters. Which government want to go after a major political party will go to people who sleeping on the ground? Who does that? But this is the motive for the comments that Gray making, that they throw grenade in CDC headquarters. It was intentional. They went on the party. They want to attack the party. The motive is, historically, CDC only survive and show strength when there are semblance of violence, fear, and intimidation in the atmosphere. That's how they survive. That's how they make move. In the absence of that, they become dormant. They become less relevant to the discussion. Majority of them. So they will create every condition, and that's why we speak to the Unity Party people. They will create every condition. They will make use of every scene to create an atmosphere of violence, intimidation, and fear.
Thank you, Mommy. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I wanted to borrow Fatima time, but no problem. We'll come back.
Fatima, she has no time. Go for your own. I see her shaking your head. You got no time. Let me bring in Asivat Tokbat Jr. Asi, you've been following us. Let's just take us from where you met us and let's have the conversation. Talk to me.
I would love to take from where I met you. But I just want to put a little bit perspective around this whole warrant thing. Okay. The first thing, before somebody even put in for a search warrant, they got to do investigation. They got to prepare an affidavit. Then they got to go before a judge, hopefully. And they got to have probable cause in a significant case before they can say they're going to search anybody's place for drugs and stuff like that. So I don't know if the process in Liberia is anything different or not. But that process is led by either an investigator or detective or somebody high level. And not just anybody can just go get warrant. So the whole warrant issue is something that's suspect, that we got to understand what's going on there. Then the actual execution of that warrant, it can be either a notice warrant or no notice. So now you can just see police come bust in house and check because they got strong reason that drug is there, they made a case. Or they will come knock to the door and say, we have a search warrant for you and show the warrant. If nobody there, so now they walk away. So then there's the issue of the overflow when the people were executing the warrant. How did they get into the CDC headquarters? Maybe there was rejection from the community that they went to, and just because of the proximity, they came to the CDC headquarters. But at the same time, elements from the CDC are saying they were aware of the warrant. So did they have a prior preparation? Was there an instigation or provocation? So we need to understand all these things. And today, I think a lot of people capture everything on video. So there may be video evidence that can substantiate. But this, again, speaks to the situation in the LDEA. We know it's not an integrity institution. We know it has trouble. And that's why it's expedient for President Boyka to make a decision on where he wants this LDEA to go, how he see the investigation in terms of what happened between the former head or the head, Abi Krumah and Fadiga. These are things, given the gravity of drugs in our community and how urgent it is for us to deal with it, the president needs to accelerate his decision-making in this process and move this thing forward. So I'm not so keen because even Funati Kofa, I saw pictures and I heard he went to the location, but nobody would listen to him. not the DEA people to withdraw the police, not the CDC people. And if your speaker, the second person in line for the presidency can go to you and tell you, say, look, you're de-escalated thing, you're separate, you're gather the scene, and you can respect that. It's very troublesome on the mindset and the intent that people have. So all those factors have to be looked into before we just pass judgment on the situation. And I speak from a background of somebody who was involved in the November 7, 2011, and nearly died.
Thank you.
I was targeted too. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And guys, again, give it your best shot. We will make this last round on this issue. We have a lot of other documents, but I guess we should it because this is trending and this is it, except you want us to bring the 3.5 million conversation up. I was able to share that document yesterday. It's big. I want us to really think about it. The 3.5 million now, when I spoke to folks, that's another 8 million that was sent to SIB Bank. This 3.5 million is a huge thing too. So and this thing was all signed by George Monoware government. They were just putting all the money out. We have the document approved. If we cannot get to it, then we'll discuss it more. Again, don't forget Jeremy Pierre, the information minister, will be our guest on Sunday, one-on-one with the CEO. Any of you guys can join us on Sunday. We will bring you in, but again, we have to just take only 2 individuals at a time to join me. I'll be joined by Abula Mame, and Fadiga usually chip in when he's not visiting his significant other. You know, she lives way down in Ghana, so there's no internet over there. Stop laughing, Dualu. I'm not talking to you, Dualu. So again, let's get back to the serious information. We got to chip off and relax ourselves. I want us to watch some of the videos that came out today.
Okay, so let's see this fellow. This guy has been knocked down already, as you can see. And you can see the blood on his face. And he's very exhausted at the point of being unconscious. So he had the police now taking him away. He's been laying down. So,
all right, that piece of video. I'm also going to bring in this next video. We got a lot of video we can show, but so much, please. Okay, there you go. Let me bring in this other video.
There you have it. We have to flee away again. So sorry for these old folks who have here, who have come to preach peace. They too have to flee away. As you can see them, they have to flee away, try to catch all their movement there. So try to have these folks, old folks who have come to preach peace. How are you, man? How you doing? Okay, so they couldn't just stand with this, Mama, why are you crying? Why are you crying, Mama? Okay, so there you have it. All folks who have come with placards, they have been dispersed. Mama, why are you crying? Why are you crying here? So you have the officers of Liberia National Police protecting these old folks from the tear gas and also the protest.
There you have it. I will play 2 more videos and I will hear from you guys.
Impression about the criminal process.
All right, so that's the wrong video, but let me stop here. Let me show you a contrast, a total contrast. Now, let me get into your mindset, my fellow Liberians. The president is currently in Atlanta, Georgia, fighting and advocating for resources, investors, speaking to the black business folks, engaging them, telling them my country is better for business. My country is so unique. Come and invest. Southern Liberia. Let's look at some of the photos. The president is selling, he's pitching. The president is saying, listen, this is a good thing. The president is saying, he's the keynote speaker. He and his folks, they are engaging. Can you just now talk to me what actually happened here? When those folks turn around on the internet and say, let's read about this country. Let's see what actually President Joseph Barker is talking about. They went onto the American Embassy website. There's a big alert, travel alert. Don't travel by way of the boulevard. Protest, protest, protest. They're watching the video. They're seeing everything that we are explaining here today. Quick video. This will remind you about the wartime. This is what they're going to see. This is reminding you about when we're running to Greystone, April 6th. This is looking like October Autopass. This is looking like, here we are again. I want you to just understand, people are street are disaster, and people need to understand tear gas, bullet, whatever way you may call it, whatever way you want to see this, but this is just like when I was in Newtown and we hear bullets and we have to run and hide. And when you look up on the street, it's either Prince Johnson soldiers or AFL, but because it was Newtown, majority of INPFL. And I imagine that Prince Johnson, when they captured D12, captured Newtown, he went on D12 feet. He took his guitar. We were so little, we came running. When our parents were calling about the bullet sound, pop, 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 pop. And he sat in the middle of D12 feet. And he began to sing, oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. I will never forget that day, but seeing this thing today, I don't know. You think Joseph Barker will be pleased to pitch and invite people in Liberia under these conditions? Dr. Richardson, let's talk. Let's talk about the way forward now. We'll continue the rest of the story tomorrow. But let's get into the mindset of our fellow Liberian. Sedition, UPS, and whosoever. We saw that ANC put out a statement. Mika put out a statement. But let's talk Liberia now. Let's talk about how we can move our country forward and why these things are happening. Talk to me, Dr. Richardson.
So I'm still processing this whole issue that happened today because I'm affected because I'm someone who encouraged businesses in Liberia. I want a better Liberia. So, I will start by what you said. This affects the image of Liberia. This badly affects the image of Liberia. When investors or any kind of business person believe that they want to go to Liberia, they look at the internet, they read about our country. And if you see images such as what happened today or the one that you're talking about, it's discouraging, all right? Nevertheless, I'm going to ask investors and encourage them to continue to look at our country as a place of revenue generation. You can make money in Liberia and do not be deterred. It will be a little bit of a struggle, but do not be deterred. My second question will be, what gives CDC or any other citizen for that matter the right to aggressively engage the police? I would like for somebody to answer that question here for me today. What gives CDC or any other citizen for that matter the right to engage the police as they did today aggressively? the police, the director of LDA was here, the acting director was here. He said they didn't go into the compound. What we've heard and what we know is that behind the compound, there's the Atlantic Ocean. And that is a passageway for drugs. That's where the kingdom bring in drugs. And so they use that area behind the compound. So the police sometimes has to go there. And through that process, okay, people sometimes run into the compound. But even if you had nothing to hide, you were clean, you had the best interest of Liberia in your heart and in your mind, you won't be, you would say, come in, welcome. You know, if I had any search, somebody said, if you had a search and seizure police to your door, would you welcome? Sure, I would. I have nothing to hide. Okay, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Lastly, it bothers me when my government cannot cross the T and dot the I's when it comes to something as simple as a search and seizure in the legal world. It's simple to me because I believe it's a simple thing in the legal world. Why would the government, what's the rush? Why wouldn't you guys take your time? Because you know one mistake that you make, that's what CDC will capitalize on, or opponents will capitalize on. So moving forward, as you said, we should think about the image of our country, and this government should stop rushing. Take your time. Ask all of the questions. We are no longer stupid in Liberia. This is a social media world. Everything is all over the world. So take your time if you want to have a better government.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Mr. Dwadu, let's bring you in.
Yeah, look, Stenton. We as a country, we have to understand the Honorable Buckeye. You got to get it right. You got to get it right 100% of the time. This is not optional. You have to get it right because people, like Dr. Francis said, they will capitalize on your mistake and make the government look bad. And I want people to know this. The drug issue in Liberia cannot be fought with timidity. Let me repeat. The drug issue in Liberia has to be fought aggressively because we are losing an entire society. And I want people to know that Liberians, if Liberians suffer, everybody suffers. It doesn't matter what party you belong to. Let's stop the division politicking of politics and here and there. But let's continue to understand something. The police have constitutional jurisdiction anywhere in the republic. You cannot go counter to the police. If the police is wrong, we are equally going to chastise the police through the courts. But you cannot confront the police when they're trying to establish law and order. Law and order. It's not something that is optional. It's not something that is discretionary. It is something that is mandated by Jehovah God himself and by our constitution. We cannot continue to think the police has an option. Like Karas Ray said, we told the police to go across the street. No, you can't tell the police where to go. The police decides where to go because if they don't go where they're supposed to be and something happens, they are held responsible at a higher level. At a higher level. Honorable Bwaka, you have to get it right 100% of the time. Get it right. Get it right, sir. Stanton.
But if you say so, the police listen to our Karas Ray, though. They went across the street.
They shouldn't.
I don't know what say you. They retreated across the street. But let me bring in Fatima. Fatima?
Yeah, CEO. I mean, I actually agree with most of the things that Dwalu said, but I want to say something. I see some of us, the panelists, sitting here most of the time trying to actually incite violence. To be talking about what the CDC is able to do or what they're not able to do. I mean, we need to accept that this is a new government. The CDC lost the election. Moving forward, there is law and order in our country. But, you know, I've been saying that, you know, oh my God, this new government, and at least the police looking nice, not dressing better. When you come, if you have to get ticket, even anybody, they shouldn't discriminate, they should do their job. For people to come here and say, oh, nobody, they didn't even enter the fence or this and that. CO, Liberia is for every one of us. You can see, or even on a show, the people refer to the police as Bwakai's police. Unity Party, it's the police of the Republic of Liberia. And then we see grown folks saying and talking about this police, that. No, this is the country's police. We all need to respect our law enforcement officers. Okay? We need to respect the rule of law. Dr. Richardson says something, and it's true. I don't care who you are, what party you are from. My people, who would be throwing stones at the police? Even if let's just say the police was wrong, and we'll hold them accountable. If they did not have a valid warrant and went to CDC's compound, okay, let's just say they were wrong. So you take stones and throw it at them. You try to hurt the police. You try to fight the police. Mommy also said it. They thrive in chaos. They have not gotten it at a loss. And the saddest part is, these ones that are even fighting with their blood and sweat, the ones that are arguing all on their showing for CDC, their children are sitting in America and all over the world. But the ones that did not enjoy, they are living in
They are
living in a
we're not talking about this show.
They inciting people, children to go and fight. And
Yeah, but not us on the show. We'll keep it general, okay?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Everybody, they're inciting people to go and fight when their own children all over the world, CEO. Their children all over the world getting better education, and they're saying these guys live in a Akaras Great just said it. Some of the people live there. The people that they didn't even give opportunity to us. They said they were building houses for other people around the country. Why didn't they build houses for those young boys? Why didn't they give them something to do? They didn't give them anything. And now they want them to risk their lives again for them. I don't know how. Fool me once, George Bush said, fool me once. You know, you fool me twice, the joke is on you, because what are they doing to these people? It's sad. It is really, really sad. If the police is wrong, the police for not getting a warrant, I mean, they need to stop it. They need to do the right thing. These people are not going anywhere. But the fact that I just got 117 was just telling me, you were just texting me and saying none of them entered the CDC compound. They did not enter the CDC compound. He said they went there, they did not enter the compound. They went in pursuit this morning. He said, and they were throwing stones at them. And I believe it. Akaras Great can say whatever he want to say, but his child is not in Liberia to fight. His child is in America here. They inciting violence and telling our poor family members, our cousins and
Who is 117, Fatima?
His name is Vamuyan Sharif.
From where?
The police force.
And what did he tell you?
I can read directly what he said. Hold on, I will read it just now. What he said.
So that's okay. He said that they didn't enter the CDC compound. He said
they did not enter the CDC compound at all. He said, first of all, the police director is not in country. The IG is out of country.
But he said he didn't enter the police compound, correct?
He said they did not enter.
Hold on 1 minute. Let me tell you. I'm going to upload something. I believe he's watching. Fatima, just hold on 1 minute, guys. I beg you, just bear with me.
No, but some of the images show police on the compound.
Hold on, my brother. My brother, just 1 minute. I think they did. They entered though. They did. I saw the video that I want to play, and maybe he can correct us, Fatima.
Right.
For him to say they didn't intentionally. Is he saying that they didn't go there to enter the compound, but at some point they entered the compound? I want us to play this video. Before we do that, I think it's uploading. Fadiga, let me bring you on, my brother. My only thing now is the way forward. We have established sufficiently what the people need to know. But President Baga is in Atlanta, Georgia. These things are happening. Fadiga, hold on 1 minute. Video ready, Fadiga.
All right.
Is that a CDC compound?
Yes.
So can you say like Abba, wait. I beg you, Abba, please. I don't mean to cut you off. Let's play one more time and let's tell the 107 that he can explain this video to us, please.
All right. So officers are now trying to move in, releasing tear gas again. What has been taken? Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, let's see who is this fellow they have. This is the fellow who just came out of the.
Okay. He responded.
So no, he can come on and talk if you want to talk. That's okay, Fatima. I don't want you to make him his spokesperson. Again, we just established, because I saw the video that Abba was saying they enter into the CDC compound. Fadiga, let me hear you.
But at what?
The thing here is
Good question, Penny.
the gaslighting has to stop. Whether it's from Akaras Gray or some of our colleagues here.
And what do you mean by gaslighting? Help our folks now, Fadiga.
Making an appearance, lying, trying to manipulate the facts. And I'll leave it at that,
Can I just help with that definition quickly?
No. We're not hearing from you today. You always want to correct somebody.
No, not correcting.
No. Wait for your turn. Fadiga, go ahead.
I just
wait
for your own. Yeah. But what I will.
Which school he teaching? I'm sorry.
Akaras Gray, I will start with him because he was the last one that came over my mind. Cannot be the arsonist and come to pretend to be the fireman that put out the fire. These guys set the tune, they brought the gas, they set the pace, and then they come in as peacemaker. I saw Senator Representative Speaker Kofa today trying. I saw our mothers trying to go in our fence. I don't know whether the guys watch too much movie or what is going on, but this was a very hostile environment. The fact that police even open corridor, when I started the show, I said, we have enough blame to go around. For those people to even go there, I don't know what are the people they were dealing with were choir members or pastors or imams, or I don't know what they're thinking. But I've always said, our fear to not do the right or doing the right thing is the greatest threat to our peace. When people come out and throw petrol bomb or throw stone on the street that endanger other people in the white man country or every other country that I've seen law enforcement officer, they gave a verbal judo. They gave you command, stop, gave you enough time to have your people talk. The next thing, they move in. They should do a 360 perimeter around that place, move in and arrest the perpetrator. I saw a police officer throwing stone back in the fence. That was unprofessional. I saw a police officer being very indecisive. But you know why? I don't blame them too. Because we have chosen politics over doing the right thing in this country. So people want to measure the force. Yeah, there are other non-lethal way of dealing with those young men. And if they get violent, there are other non-lethal way of putting them, arresting them. The whole place is chaotic. I did not see that command and control. This is a dress rehearsal for more things to come. The CDC have not started yet. This is a dress rehearsal right on a major boulevard. How many rope? And you take Oro, and you pass or in play close to Oro, so when the black play, you get nowhere to go again.
What about Jalatan? And you can probably well Jalatan.
I mean, I roll sport bar. I won't even talk about that place. The whole, in fact, that place should be a no-go zone. Yeah. Right now, if you go across or you go, nobody can even go there. In fact, you're going all the way around to come back to someone that read it. So, what I saw today, look, I have my own thought. The whole mess today could have been averted because these guys want to do everything to sabotage this government. I did not see police leadership. I understand that the IG is out of the country, but I did not see that command structure, that leadership to telegraph the whole incident. So I saw people there, but I did not see the familiar faces. This is a very, very serious situation. The fact that they were playing cat and mouse and they endanger our mothers and even our representative, it says a lot.
Thank you.
Now, let me get close on this. Stand on.
Always begging for time.
People say, I know you never been able to say.
I love you, Begin. I love you so much.
Let me say this. Stanton, we have to get serious in this country about what we really want this country to be. It's not about CDC. Nobody going after sedition. What we saw today, there were so many ways that this could have been avoided. I can go back to the whole session seizure and this and that and all those nonsense that happened today. Let me tell you something. CDC do not want to be held accountable. And we're playing right into the nonsense. Go dress Joshua, this and that, no address Joshua. Let me tell you something. I will say
Thank you, Fadiga. Let's go. We'll come back for closing.
Let me give this one advice, and I want to do it.
We'll come back for closing, Fadiga.
All right, I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Before we go to Uncle Sam, we spoke that the speaker he was present. Let me play this real quick.
The schools are still coming. The schools are still coming. Even though the speaker is here, he's witnessing what is happening. He's saying stop. But they're not listening to Speaker Kofa. The students are still being thrown. Even the speaker is retreating. Even the speaker is retreating. Even the speaker now is retreating. Students being thrown in the direction of the speaker. They're running with the speaker. They're running with the speaker.
Was that a slow action movie? The guys, this is very serious. You have the speaker of the Republic of Liberia. He went there, the police throwing stone, the protesters throwing their own stone. Uncle Sam, I will ask you the question like I did. President Barker is in Atlanta, hustling for investors, hustling for business people to come in the country. They were sitting, they were addressing, they were watching, they were listening, and they came across this morning. Uncle Sam, Glendy, Conor Gray, Ava, Angola. Are we serious? Talk to me, Uncle Sam.
Well, first of all, let's just be very clear. This is a third-rate conference. And with all of the black billionaires and millionaires and people that are the DNC in Chicago. So let's just be very clear. This is just what they call
doesn't matter. We just want to put a political spin to
but I'm saying this is a joyride. This is a joyride. I mean,
why are you not entering?
But I would. Don't give me a chance. Let me answer. I said this is my Liberian people that joyride. All the rich black people that are in America, okay, the night in Atlanta the week, they seen Kamala Harris to get the nomination tonight. So that the Joseph Boga they on a joyride with Dr. Conte there, who thought that Morehouse is enjoying themselves in Atlanta. So that at the end of the conversation, look, Liberian people, for people to come and say people gaslighting, you know what they call gaslighting? Gaslighting means that people see something to make people vex for the people to go in the street and chocolate everything in the country. That what we can do here? That what we can do here? You ever hear anybody on this platform send a message to anybody out there? People cheering them to go in the street? You said the boy can lie?
You gaslighting again.
You said the boy can lie?
No, guys, please, I will beg you. We shouldn't interrupt, please.
Lie. Then they say the poor guy that cheering there in America. Everybody on their platform got a cheering in America. Everybody. Every single body on the platform got cheering in America. That gaslighting to make other people to look ugly. To say, oh, they got a cheering in America. Every single person on this platform, my Liberian people, they got a cheering in America. Who ain't got a cheering in America? So this is
what we have our children in the street fighting.
No, guys, we'll not do that, guys, please. Uncle Sam must speak. We shouldn't do this. Please.
My voice is irritating to them.
Uncle Sam, please continue. Please continue.
My voice is irritating to them because it's full of truth, and I can say it in the grown-up way for the Liberian people to understand it. But I in get time right behind me now, they're listening to me. Okay, the Fanti Bassa woman son talking for you. Let me tell you something. LDEA, they can't even put themselves together. While they were fighting among themselves in the office, while they were going to kill each other. Okay, what they almost talk going to kill each other. Then what they did today, they lie, my people. They lie. They went to West Point and they just like going to World Trade Center. They went there, they saw someone and they poor
Can't stop me or CEO.
They went to someone and poor
Well, officer speaking, I will have to put Fatima and Fadika and some other people in the back till he finish
my
speaking.
voice can
Come on,
beat them,
2
but
minutes
it
can be
nail,
short.
it will juke
Yeah.
them. It nail, it will juke them. Okay, because I can say the truth. They went to some kind of poor clerk court in West Point. Maybe we eat for 2-3 days. Maybe they go get a man $20. And they backdated. What they call backdated? The day that they were supposed to go get the warrant to go to the proper code that Monrovia Magisterial Court was supposed to issue that. They faked it. Just the way they lie about the election. That's how they went to fake it. They faked it. The arrest, the search and seizure warrant. They fake it. That's all they do. They manufacture lies. That's all they've been doing. That's how they are in power. But you can't manufacture lies to run a government. The people that went to the CDC headquarters there, have you reached out to them? Have you called Joey saying he can see that? Stand up with us, who been helping y'all? Y'all ever go to my TT and say, I want 55 gallon gas here for the station? Eh? Have you ever done that? Y'all move from here, man. All I have to say to y'all.
Officer, take the network from your trouble, please. This is the people's network. We're making you.
Yeah, but have the people you brought into power, have they ever gone and gave you 5 cents to say this is our donation here?
What happened between Joseph Boaka and the People's Network? We cannot disclose it. Okay.
No, but I want to ask questions. So
my sister Glenn.
Yeah.
Sister Glenn, go ahead.
Stand down. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're talking about first, before I forget, I saw the video you showed. I heard you and Ava saying the police enter. It will be important to answer or to establish at what point in time did they enter? Why was it necessary for them to cross the gate? Because if that's the only video that you're saying, then I can
let answer you now before.
No, hold on, let me finish now.
But you want to conclude and ask a question?
Okay, answer your answer.
Yeah,
At what point in time did they enter? Because I have my own opinion from that video.
So you want to give your opinion before you ask your question? You want us to answer your question before
answer
you
my
give
question.
Opinion?
Answer the question now.
All right, let me play the video again. The video itself can answer your question. But the reason why we are playing the video, our dear sister Fatima Bintu Salif, A.B. Kroma, said on the show that her cousin, don't look at me anyway, I can talk to Fatima, not you, that her cousin, or by Weber, you know you like it, that her cousin sent her a text message. And in the text message, he said, and Ava listened very well, that's why Ava said, I saw the video, that in no time, they entered the CDC compound, right, Ava? That was the message. So we need to establish that they did enter, but then he can let us know why they entered. So, Glenny, I hope you understand. It's not for me to tell you why they entered. I was just debunking his statement or his message to Fatima that they didn't enter at all. So we can
start that video from the beginning. Start that video from the very beginning.
You got everything. You can send it to me. This is just a clip I received.
No, that particular video you showed before, just do it slowly from the beginning.
But again, Abba, this is the only clip I have.
Okay, just play again.
Yeah.
You can see.
All right. So officers are now trying to move in.
All right, because we're running all of time. That's it. The end of sister. Go ahead, sister.
That's what I like about spoon journalists. And if you've ever observed, and no matter what I'm doing, I try to follow. I love spoon journalists. Then they may not be perfect, but they're very descriptive. The journalist is saying the police is now trying to enter. That Spoon journalists. They didn't say they were entering before. I watched that man from the beginning of that show. According to Spoon TV journalists, the police are now trying to enter. He is my number one witness that prior to that, they had not entered. And there was a reason as to why they were now entering. Let's move to the next one. Secondly, you're not security woman. I just want to ask. When you find out about people doing drugs and you go and do raid, is it normal practice to issue raid or to do warrant? You hear about a big boss in a ghetto area, you're going to do warrant, you're going to look for raid, you're going to look for all those things before you enter the community. By the time you now issue all those things, would those drug addicts or those drug leaders not know about it? Who's going to go and say, okay, we need a warrant to go bust a drug law or whatever, how they can talk it? Is that normal practice?
Okay, you want to answer again?
Around it, but I don't understand. Me and that security, I don't understand whether it is a normal practice that every time you go to bust a drug laws or you go to a drug infested area to catch those drug laws, that you have to issue a warrant. That's my confusion.
Thank you very much, Sister Glendy. And again, thank you for being very clear. You are not a security person, you're a nurse. You're doing your best in the medical field. May God bless you. May God bless your mom. She's home, she's cooking for you. And may God bless your children. I want to say, well, I'm blessing the people for me. What are you laughing for? I want to say, like
you get my 20-second video. Please keep it up, please.
Yeah, I will bring it up. Let me say this. Even Fadiga said yes, it is. You must have it, okay? You must. Let's run straight, guys. It's 7 p.m. here. And it's 11 p.m. in Liberia. Let's wrap this thing up. Conor Gray, Ava, and Mami, you'll be last. Then we are done. We'll bring you more information tomorrow. We want to say thank you for joining Spoon. Spoon is here always. Good men and women come on the show to give you nothing but the best. And from yesterday to today, we are trying our best to be more professional. Thank you very much, guys. Conor Gray.
Stanton, when you resort to stone throwing, you declare war. Stone is a weapon. And it could be a weapon of mass destruction. It could be an instrument of death. In Saudi Arabia and other places, they stone people to death as a form of execution. So when people resort to stone throwing, definitely they have lost some part of that democratic right to observe the ability to protest. This was a riot. And any way the police can pursue those who are the culprit, those who are behind this riot, those warlords who are engaging in this despicable act, you can be coming questioning why they should enter anyway. Anywhere that those stones came from, the police, they have established a red line. Right away, move on. And I think the police was even lenient. And most people were lucky. If you're moving our compound, that's where the threat came from. Clear the area and shut it down completely. Even if that was the palace of the president, so be it. The threat came from there. But I'm saying this to say, in a democracy, the United States, people in this country, they're used to this kind of street riots. Sometimes they see it in Seattle. We saw what happened in George Floyd. But that will not stop investors from coming in. They know clearly Liberia is a peaceful place. And that's why it's so important that the president who comes in front of them to present his case, you see him as a peaceful man. Doesn't look like Alexander the Great, some warrior-like, looking like Caesar Augustus or anybody. It's a peaceful man. If he comes in front of a group of people to make his case for his country, they will see that this is just one of those regular things that happen in democracy. It's happening now in Nigeria. It's happening in other places. Well,
Thank you.
effectively, Liberia is a peaceful country. So yes, investors will still come, regardless if CDC wants to make it look like the country is now ripe for investment. That's why I say nuzzle the right joint security team and actually suppress this kinds of action. And I wish our man was there today, but I think we need more force for
Thank
people
you.
to know that demonstrating comes with responsibility as well. I'm a different man.
Thank you, Brother Greg. Thank you very much. How about Tupac?
Yes.
Pastor James?
So, maybe Dr. Francine can also help us with the psychological meaning of gaslighting, because it's about coercive control. When people in control try to manipulate the mindset of the people under them and make them feel more insecure and get them under control. In a slang term, gaslighting is trying to inflame a situation that already potentially volatile. And we know that people do that, whether on this platform or outside there. And look at the disposition of Akaras Gray. Look at him on the video and look at when he came on the platform. Oh, what happened today? You're not happy at all. That's nonsense. Akaras has consistently had the posture that he wants to undermine this government, so this government is not successful to ensure that, what they call them, investors do not come to this country. Even one of the young men posted it on the video of the situation that they want to make sure that investors don't come here. If you got that mindset, where's your love for Liberia or love for better Liberia? I believe there is strong political opposition in this country. Yeah, Trump now flip it in a different way where he want to bring dictatorship and all kind of stupid thing, even a coup. But it was not allowed because of systems. That's why it's important that this government builds systems that people can just not act independently. This whole issue about the warrant, the whole issue about the execution, we got to separate it. They are different. The issue of the police appearing to bring peace and control is different. And when the police operating and they want to bring peace into a situation, sometimes they even break into people's backyard fence and stuff like that. Police have the right of access. The CDC grounds is now holy grounds that the legal authorities cannot enter. We saw the police standing in the front of that thing, and somebody came and hit one of the police or threw them or something. That's why they turned and started running inside and trying to, attack. So that's what I'm seeing. There is video footage that can really get to the substance of all these things and clarify who did what and when they did it with regards to time. Look, it's important that we get Liberia on track. There are opportunities for jobs for those same people that are sitting at our CDC headquarters. They sat there uselessly for the last 6 years. They didn't create productive capacity for them. They said they were building a technical and vocational school. I would love to see the graduation rates. I would love to see the deployment of resources to those people and them getting jobs. So in the absence of that, CDC really needs to not still be trying to run elections. Joseph Boyka has been elected for 6 years. In the same token now, Joseph Boyka need to get his people to understand that we are the government. Look, most of our former leaders made the same mistake. Charles Taylor did not get out of the bush. Madame Salif flipped from being her revolutionary self to focusing on generating revenue. Joe Wiapa, you're on Bonvi people, and we're seeing the results now with all these audits. President Boyka needs to be a president for every Liberian, needs to hold his people accountable, needs to clean up that DEA, and need to get people in a systematic fashion operating for a better Liberia. We want the best for Liberia, and we have the potential to be the best. We just need to work together and just have differences of opinion, not hate because we have different positions or somebody can do something better than you or somebody in position. So folks, let's rethink how we want Liberia to be. It cannot be a disaster zone or fighting zone because people see no smoke there from the canisters of tear gas. They know it a bomb or they know it as something else. Anybody can write an article and put it out there, can go international. So let's try to do our best to make Liberia a better place. Thank you.
But you are quite correct, and that's the fear most international folks people that live in diaspora. Anybody can say whether it was live bullet or whether it was a rubber bullet, right, Abba? Because the man pointing the gun. You don't know what kind of gun he's pointing because you're just looking at the photo. Again, that's why a lot of people are afraid of that. For example, before I bring in you, Mambe, let me show this. Can you tell whether it's just a tear gas or something if you don't know gun?
You can
If
tell.
you don't, no, I beg you, because maybe you know gun. I'm saying if you don't know gun, okay, Ref Fadiga, if you don't know gun, you cannot tell. All you see, a police officer holding gun in his hand, pointing in the compound of CDC. If you know gun like Fadiga, if you know gun like someone else, if you know gun like other people, you will say maybe that tear gas. Yeah, mommy, why are you laughing?
What gun you know?
Like someone else.
You can spoil me when I'm big. Very serious argument. That's not fair.
You know.
Yeah, if you know gun like someone else, go ahead, mommy, talk to us.
Senator, look at the barrel of the gun, man. It's this big, man. That canister
besides knowing gun, if you shoot a gun in a crowd of people, you see about 10, 15 wounded person.
Yeah, I agree though, but you got to understand the point I'm making, right? Once that thing go up in the air from a distance, right? People running. The woman and they were running. They don't know what it was tear gas. They really don't know what the mind went back to the wall because all they were yelling, bah, 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 bah. You know, but talk to us, mommy.
I will say something first. Before that, I will say something, and then you ask a question. Yeah, you say what the way forward. I will speak to the way forward. First, in simple English, Liberian people, what kind of government want go after the opposition? They will not go after the leader then who get the money, the people then who get the deep voice. They will lead it. They will lead all the leaders then passing free. I carry them all around. We are all around. All of them free. They don't go after them. Lecturing them who they not get job to. Lecturing them who they not empower. They not get sleeping place. They're looking for food to eat. They have to go be sleeping on the ground to the party headquarters. That the one the government will go send people after. It makes sense to you. You knock out the TD10 for somebody to tell you that thing you believe it. So they're only doing that because they want to mobilize the people into violence. Because when the people are mobilized into violence, they can use the same strategy they use during early time. They will put people in the street in the day, create chaos, go in the back end, and make money from Ellen. That's what they did for 12 years. That have most of them survive. They put Ellen under pressure, put people in the street, go in the end, negotiate, and get money. It is that move they want to bring the partisan in. They've been struggling to get the children to get in the street. So every lay opportunity they get, they will create a scene as if the people are after you. So you need to come to us to protect you. Then when they go to CDC people, they put you in the street, they use that to go to Joseph Boakai and negotiate. We tell President Boakai, engage CDC as a political party and any other political party. They have leaders in the legislature, they have speakers, engage them, let them bring their agenda on the table, you discuss their agenda and incorporate their agenda into the national development plan to solve the problem in the country. But that particular attitude of protest for money that the day honor Ellen, don't bow down for it. What's the way forward? To the seditions. All the struggle you've been going through, it has not been about you. If you don't like it from me, that's fine. It has not been about you, and I will give you a classic example from November 7. The November 7, what people went on your party headquarters and allegedly killed your partisan while you were in opposition. Your party leader organized rally every year to celebrate November 7. When you became president, what did you do? Stanton, please play the music for November 7. There was a time that sedition was shot and killed while you were in opposition. When George Weah became president, the families of those children thought it was an opportunity for him to bring justice to them.
to use the power and authority as president to investigate the death of his partisans. He did not do it. What he did, he paid money to make music out of the situation, that they will sing for him to dance, that they will sing for him to please him. For 6 years, he made no effort to go after those who killed his partisans, but instead, he paid people to make music out of their death, that they will play the music for him to dance and feel happy. You see that? It is not about you. It is about how they can use you to make themselves feel happy. But right after they won, what did they do? Put a letter up, Stanton, put our story up. Right after they won, what did they do? The first responsibility, the first action they took, instead of going to find who killed their partisans and bring the person to justice, the first action they took was to pay a debt from Chatterton. This is less than 1 year after George Weah took over. You see a questionable 180,000 debt. Somebody said Chatterton was owing them. The first debt George Weah paid, Maggie paid, was to pay somebody who claimed that Chatterton was owing them. That's why they preoccupied their mind with. How do they pay people and get caught back? They were not thinking about how they can find justice for you. They were thinking about how they can use your situation to make music. So we want to tell you, pay attention, remain with your party, be loyal, be committed, but do not allow people to use you as a political commodity to make money out of you.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you for following Spoon always. Come back again tomorrow. Let's talk about Liberia. Let's think Liberia. Let's love Liberia. Let's build a new Liberia. I still have hope. I still do believe that the president visit will not be wasted time. The president visit will be such a unique one. And I hope people can listen. People will come around and people will say this too shall pass. And Liberia will be a better place to do business. It is embarrassing though. I must say it is. It is totally embarrassing that our president is out there seeking, fighting, trying to improve, trying to bring in investors. It may be like what I said, he went into a one-bedroom conference hall. It may be a one person he talked to. It may be whatever the case may be. Now we can disagree who he brought with him, but he's trying. He's trying to pitch. He's trying to engage. He's trying to bring people and say, come see my country. Just come see Liberia. But here we are today, the 22nd of August. We have a situation that is now on social media. The international community trying to compare us and say, is that another situation happening again? Is that another April 6th? Is that another October Octopus? Is that another World War I and World War II in Liberia time? It is embarrassing. Where you have the speaker, where you have all the folks coming together to discuss the issue. Yesterday, I saw Representative Fambula, Speaker Fonati Kofa. I saw these people going, the other young man, Foko. I mean, at the end of the day, what really we want? But I will say this. It is unto us to keep the peace. It is unto us to uphold the peace. Maybe as advice, the only person Uncle Sam here on the show can tell us. For 12 years, it wasn't easy for Madame Salik to maintain the peace. Some things we didn't know, and we're beginning to know. She got to do everything possible, and she did, just to maintain the peace for 12 years. She made enemies into friends. She went across the aisle. She didn't say, no, I have won, and this is it, and that's it. I don't need to talk to you. She didn't say, no, we will just eliminate all of the Chassedo people, all of the Sawyer people, all of the Judy Bryan people. No. She said, we must maintain the peace. She said, we must uphold the law. And at some point she felt, yes, indeed, she erred. She took responsibility. She was never a perfect, she was never an angel. But to maintain the peace in Liberia with different tribes and cultural groups and different ethnicity, you got to understand that to maintain such a peace, you should be like a twin or triplet mothers. You should go across the aisle. You should speak. You should reach out. And I would say this to my fellow folks that supported Joseph Yemabwaka. We shouldn't fall for the game of the other people that just don't want to see nothing good happening to Liberia. We should be above it. We should be smarter than that. Trust me. I like what Fadiga said. What you saw today, more to come. But how will we address it? How should we address it? I think that President Joseph Yiman Boaga gave a State of the Nation address and talk about hope and talk about peace and talk about the way forward and remind people that election is over. It's time to govern and govern with unity, with peace, with oneness. We can come on the show and say everything we want to say. You can disagree with me, that's fine. I can disagree with you. But my fellow Liberian, it's about time to move Liberia forward. Like President Boaga would say, let's think Liberia, let's love Liberia, and let's build a new Liberia. It's about time we do that. Seditions are not happy. They are not the ruling party anymore. They are mad, they are angry. But on the other hand, we shouldn't be an angry winner. We should accept the fact that we are the government in power. We should uphold the law. We should uphold the Constitution. The stuff about the right, the warrant, no, I know the whole entire story. Trust me, I do. It wasn't done right. Let's get it right. Let seditions be our brothers and sisters because we are all Liberians. There will be no way, my friend, that we find ourselves in a situation that we can't handle anymore. That we have to call ECOWAS, we have to call the OAU, we have to call European Union, the United Nations. Those people are tired. Look at Ukraine and Russia. They are tired. Look at Sudan, the people say South Sudan. Look at across the globe, Africa, coup d'etat and different things happening. I will speak to my fellow Liberians in this, my closing, for 15 more seconds. Please, seditions are not your enemy. Unity Party is not an enemy to opposition. Some of you guys reach out to Mary Spot, you eat, you drink, you laugh. We are all Liberians. We are all Liberians. We should uphold the law, whether we are opposition or in position or no position. This is the message I have for you. The government, earth. CDC, the earth. Let's find a common ground. And Joseph Yiman Boaga, leader of the nation, father of the nation, I think it's about time that he reached across the aisle. I think it's about time that he engaged the opposition in a different form and format. We got a long 6 years to go, my friend. If we want new investors to come, we should work together. We can argue on policy, but we got a long 6 years to go. I think it's about time that the president invite George Manawia and sit down and discuss issue. I think it's about time not to attack, not to wish harm, not to give false impression that Unity Party is after sedition. I think it's about time that if you have to hire, if you have to fire, it should be across the aisle. It should be across the board. It should be across Liberia. May God bless our state. May God bless our country. For us to move forward, I need to love my sister. I need to love my brother. I need to love the opposition party to my party. We will get there, folks. We must get there together. And I trust the wisdom of President Boaga that he will address this issue, that he will address the nation, that he will address you that's seeking his attention. He will answer your call. Thank you for the beautiful show, folks. Thank you for listening to us. Till we meet again tomorrow. Be safe. Be blessed, and God bless the Republic of Liberia. Y'all have a good night. Your brother was strong.
Amen. Yakuneo.
All right, Nelson, can you come close to the show, folks? Thank you very much. A beautiful show. Nelson, please join us again on Sunday, 101 with the CEO, Moses Zacharias, Great Jeremy Pierre will be our guest. Again, join us tomorrow on a beautiful Friday. Let's talk more on the issue concerning Liberia. I will take this time to wait on Nelson Colette that he will close the show. Don't forget to join the Midnight Politics with Nelson Colette and his team. It will be fascinating. It will be important. Liberia is all we have. Nelson Colette, please, please, please come on and let's close the program. Again, if you know Nelson, I will call Nelson. Say, CEO alone in the studio. We need Nelson Colette. Nelson, wake up. Somebody call Nelson. Hello, Nelson. Wake up, Nelson. All right, we're going to hang on. I heard that Nelson say he coming. Again, folks, we want to say thank you for joining us. I had to come back because Nelson had to close the show. Thank you, Nelson. It's always good seeing you. Have a good night, Chief. You are the boss. Have a good night.
I reduce my height. I reduce my height.
No. If you reduce, I will reduce lower. Thank you very much, Chief. Have a good night. You know when I say that, it means that your 20 hours stay in the water, right? So you're not get that $20. I'll keep that $20. Thank you.
But the people already start making for me in the comment section. So, well, folks, again, we say thank you for being here with us on another edition of the program, Spoon Talk. It's been a great show tonight. Thanks to all of you across the world for following us, for making a contribution in the comment section across Radio Land, for calling in as well and expressing what the different issues are on your mind. We appreciate you for everything, and we look forward to having another great show tomorrow. Spoon Talk will be back on the radio. Until then, have a good night. Liberia is all we have, so let's maintain the peace. Let's keep the peace alive. Bye-bye for now. You can join us shortly on the late night show. That's in about 30 minutes from now. The late night politics will come on. Until then, have a good night and bye-bye.
If the children crying for starvation, just don't spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, don't spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, don't spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just don't spoon. You want to know what happened